Woo, 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 tang, woo, tang, woo, tang, woo, tang. Woo, tang, woo, tang. Toe, I scrap with the best. If I sit 10 rounds, that 9 gon' connect. If you ain't from the 1 or 2, I respect. Cause I probably just forgot and wrote it strictly for my set. Woo, tang, man, I love my coming up here. This is where the cheese at. Look here, here, this is where the cheese at. Look here, more money, more colors, my naive cat. If you still believe that, still believe that. Think I'm a laid back player? Forget it. First 100 G's I've seen. I'm trying to flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it. Entertain, insane, purple rain, musical genius, cleanest, 35 trying to survive like a meanest, amped up with a whole lot of watts, beat bang like a whole lot of shots in the gun, bang, there's something I bang, bang, there's something I bang, bang, there's something I bang, trouble shot, vodka on the rock star drunk, rock and roll songs belong to blues singers. So beat the song that we sing ya, sing ya, sing ya. Dog, what up?
Hello. Hello. I'm here like I said I was going to be. I said I might do a stream today, and yet here we are, doing said stream. Felt the need, felt the urge, also kind of procrastinating a little bit on this fucking video. Oh my god. I spent 5 hours yesterday, nonstop, I shit you not, editing about 45 seconds. Because of what it required. It was awful. And so like I did a little bit more this morning. I got a few more minutes done this morning. So now I'm at like the 20-minute mark, which is good. I'm making decent progress, but like I really don't want to spend another afternoon doing that. So I'm just going to take a break and do an extra stream. We're going to do an extra stream today. That's why I'm here instead of just waiting until tomorrow. Oh, Christ. Anywho, hello. How we doing today? How are you guys today? It is Friday. You've made it to the end of the week. Unless you live on the other side of the planet. It's already tomorrow. I know Chuck Norris, the man, the myth, the legend. Literally a legend. Literally was a living legend. Chuck Norris has sadly passed away today at the age of 86. My God. Can we talk about that for a second? I want to talk about that for a second, man. I want to talk about the passing of Chuck. All right, I want to talk about the passing of Chuck. Because I don't think people truly understand what's coming soon. At least people in my age bracket who kind of care about these things, man. Starting, you know, it's a gradual thing. But we're gonna see the continued expiration of these living legends, these actors, these musicians, these very amazing people that had immense amount of influence on so many people's lives. And like, once they're gone, they're gone. Chuck is gone. I mean, Clint Eastwood's, his timer's ticking. Schwarzenegger's up there. You know, and as we get older, you know, they're gonna be going on. They're gonna be moving on to the kingdom of heaven, my friends. And I also, like, yeah, 100% true. The old world dies when Clint Eastwood passes. And so, like, I had a thought earlier today that I think a lot of you guys can relate to, where, especially for the younger audiences, younger people, younger age brackets, like especially Gen Alpha right now, because some Zoomers appreciate and experienced a lot of what these older guys still had to offer when their careers were active towards the latter part of them. But once they go, that's it. There are no new amazing actors. There are no really crazy, massive musicians that have, like, reached the magnitude of people like fucking Michael Jackson. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what does Gen Alpha have? What does Gen Z have? Like, the younger end of Gen Z. You feel me? Like, the passing of Chuck Norris is to my generation as, like, the passing of XQC is gonna be for fucking Gen Alpha, right? Like, that's who they have. They have streamers, they have people on fucking TikTok and Instagram, like, those are their celebrities. Right? They didn't grow up watching people like, you know, Clint Eastwood movies, Chuck Norris, all these guys, like Bruce Lee, so on and so forth, like Steven Seagal too. Fucking Steven Seagal movies, man. Cheesy action flicks, all that stuff. Younger people, like, yeah, younger people have the Rizzler. They have like a fat kid. And same for musicians. Like, what big musicians are there that have come out in the last 10 years that have reached true superstardom? I mean, like, big, massive superstardom. Not many. Not many that I know. Yeah, Harry Styles and Taylor Swift. Like, and I don't fucking care about Taylor Swift. Like, that's it. What do these younger generations have? Right? Justin Bieber, kind of, yeah. He's, like, I'm talking, like, mega fucking massive people. Huge people, right? Big, like, on the magnitude of the amounts of influence that Taylor Swift has, right? And, like, Michael Jackson had. All, like, really massive names like that. Not many. There's not many. So, it's just kind of saddening to me that as the analog world continues to leave us behind, we're going to be left with fewer and fewer people that are genuinely interesting and fun to keep up with. Because again, what are we left with? We're left with streamers, we're left with mediocre musicians, no one really noteworthy or interesting or really impactful or influential on people's lives beyond, like, it's a funny clip on TikTok, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I am just being the unk again. No, I'm fucking old. I'm the fucking old guy. You know, maybe I'm just channeling that a little bit. But that's really what I feel. You know, like like when Daft Punk split up a few years back, I didn't think that was ever gonna happen. You know, like, I grew up listening to their music. I thought they were just always gonna be a thing. And then, like, oh, hey, yeah, we're taking a break. We're not working together anymore. Like, what? Huh? And that's like the first of many that I'm going to experience. Either like the ends of an era or like just the death of these people. Right? You feel me? Things like that. Taylor Swift does not have the same fame as Michael Jackson. I disagree. Maybe not at the same magnitude, but in terms of the amount of influence they have over their fans, like how crazy her fans get, that's on par, if not bigger, than like the lunacy that Michael Jackson fans reach, dude. Like, Michael Jackson was global, massive global. Like, he is so big, I don't think anyone else comes that close. Some do, but like, if I'm gonna pick one guy, one musician that had the most influence at a global scale, yeah, Elvis maybe comes close, right? Yeah, Elvis also another. Those are the types of huge people I'm talking about. That's what I'm referencing, you know? But like people, and like, yeah, the Beatles, really big names that just everyone knows. Even if you don't like their music. Queen, another one, Queen, massive global, right? Yeah. Elton John, also another big one. Yes, Elton John, another really big one. Fucking God, Ozzy was another one that had massive influence. Not as big, but Ozzy. Metallica, sure, not quite as big, but yeah, Metallica, another huge name. Just, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. We can bounce names back and forth over and over again, but you get what I mean. You get what I mean. So, dude, AC/DC is still going. They're still making the same music they were making in the fucking 80s. Like, nothing has changed. Like, go listen to AC/DC's most recent album, and then go listen to Back in Black. It's gonna be exactly the same experience. They're still going. They're still fucking going, man. Sinatra, another big. Where's the videos? Show me the videos. I need them. Buddy, we'll get there. Don't worry. We're just getting warmed up here. We're having a bit of a chit chat. We'll get to the videos in a minute. Patience is key. Patience is important. AC/DC is the broken record that doesn't stop playing the same 5 songs, but the songs are just good. They're not like, you know, heart stopping like, oh fuck, that was really good. Like AC/DC is just like always consistently AC/DC. Always just consistently good. Not like amazing, but I mean, I fucking love AC/DC. New age Linkin Park is not what it used to be. No, that's happened to a lot of bands and musicians that I've listened to over the years, where they evolved in ways that really didn't resonate with me. Some are beautifully consistent. Some are beautifully consistent, right? My favorite guy who has just been like always doing the same shit, always making, as the kids say, bangers. Deadmau5. Fucking Joel. Deadmau5 is like, he just keeps making good fucking music, man. I don't know how he does it. He's been doing this for 30 years, almost. That's the crazy part. He's just that good. That's like one example I can think of. And yes, we the reason why we're now speaking about musicians is because we are acknowledging and lamenting the passing of the legend that is Chuck Norris. What about Weezer? I don't really listen to Weezer. Maybe 1 or 2 songs I know off the top of my head, but I don't really listen to them at all. It's not my kind of music. It's just, I don't hate it, you know? I mean, Gorillaz also fine, but they're not nearly as big as the other people that we've already mentioned. Weezer, Wheezy, same guy, literally the same. Banana Boy's in a band, by the way. I didn't know if you knew that. Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know, a few decent songs, but just not like my particular flavor. Like if they come on the radio, yeah, I'll listen to it. I'm not gonna hate it. But I don't know, man. Just yeah, I think Gorillaz is another pretty good example that the way that he shifted over time, just I like a lot of the older stuff than a lot of the newer stuff. Let me just put it that way. I like a lot of the older stuff than a lot of the newer stuff. Newer stuff's still, you know, pretty decent, but just not as great, in my opinion. Oh yeah, that's all. Yeah, seeing all the Chuck Norris jokes come back in memory of him makes me realize how much better the internet was 15 years ago and how much worse it's gotten. Oh yeah, 100%. Seeing all these people making fucking Chuck Norris jokes again, like the funniest one that I saw is like, oh man, Chuck Norris got him. that one just made me fucking crack up for like 20 minutes earlier. Oh, fucking Chuck Norris died. Chuck Norris got him. Oh, shit. Those jokes were so good. They're super cheesy, but that's what the internet was like back then. It didn't need to be highbrow 57 layers of irony. It was just what it was. It was simpler. It was a simpler time, and I do miss it dearly. Some of it was cringe, right? So some of it being cringy. I mean, that's just, you know, we have eras of cringe. They come and go. But, I don't know. There was I don't know. I don't have the words for it. It felt that people were more. This is like very non-specific. If I can't find the right word, but it's things felt more connected. People felt more in tune with each other online, and I think that's because the internet was far more compartmentalized back then. Where, like, you know, in the 90s, early 2000s, most of the people using the internet were of a certain type, right? They were of a certain type, and so like they all got along pretty well. Not to mention the internet was far more compartmentalized into like different forums and websites and social groups. And so like if you were around a group of people, you had to go out of your way to be in that group of people, and they were likely of a similar mentality or similar interests and what have you, similar behavior. And then because of how the internet's been corporatized, maximizing traffic so you can maximize the number of eyeballs on ads, you have everyone, the massive amount of people, that compartmentalization is gone, where everyone's just being shoved into 3 websites: YouTube, Twitter, and, I don't know, Facebook, I guess. It's not exactly 3, but you get my point, where everyone's just in the same room, just screaming at each other constantly. And yeah, Reddit also. But Reddit's pretty sheltered, that's all. Reddit always has a certain type. Anyway, everyone's been shoved into the same room, and no one gets along. Everyone's screaming, everyone's shouting, everyone's fighting, no one's getting along. Not everyone's like, the people in these spaces aren't coming together and getting behind one thing and being happy about it and being joyous about it. It's like you have someone says thing on Twitter, people agree with thing on Twitter, and then, like, you know, Timmy Toe Jam comes out and goes, you know, I can't do that. I was gonna do the fucking pop with my mouth. But yeah, Timmy Toe Jam comes out of the woodwork and goes, well, you're fucking retarded. The 20,000 likes. Dude who made the original post gets bullied off the internet. It's like, what happened? Like, that's not how the shit used to be. That's not how things used to be. And I miss it when I miss the internet when it wasn't about having to own the next guy, having to get a one-up on the next guy, and it was just about being you. So, anyway. Boomer here, sitting in the chair, lamenting days gone by, and yeah, as the kids say, aura farming. Lord, I've made a Kahoot quiz on TF2, and I think it'd be funny for you, Lucid and Richter, to play it on stream. What is a Kahoot quiz? If you want, I could DM it to you. What is Kahoot? I don't know what Kahoot is. Also, I'm scared to look at this, scared to look at a random link on stream. Answer questions in an interactive quiz. Compete with others, experience awesome learning. I didn't know what this is. I had no fucking clue. I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of what? Oh my god, come on! I've never heard of this before. I'm serious. I didn't have this. I've never used this before. It looks like you can make your own quizzes. Yeah, I guess DM it to me if there's like giant titties or a massive black cock. Then I'm sorry in advance. You know. Yeah, so we'll warm up with a Kahoot quiz. I'm sorry. And yes, I finished middle school and high school before computer labs became a thing of the past, and before everyone started having their own tablet and iPhone. I had computer labs, man. I had, like, you know, Gateway 1998 big fucking computers playing Math Blaster and whatnot. I didn't have this stuff. It's a little after my time. I'm born in 1990 something, therefore I'm ancient. Dude, I'm 31. I'm not that old, all right? And most of you guys in here, you're in your fucking 20s. You're right behind me. You're right behind. It's coming. The big 3-0 is coming for you, and there's no stopping it. Isn't it funny that we consider, like, people who are 25 old? I know I've mentioned this on stream before. Like, you have like 18-year-olds. You're like, oh, fuck it. I'm ancient. Oh, I'm an unk, and you're fucking 18. Jesus Christ. It's like your balls haven't finished dropping yet. Relax. If you're too young to remember posting your class code online for Kahoot raids, you're too young to be here. I've never fucking used Kahoot. Why have I never heard of this before? I've genuinely never heard of this. Okay, so we have the quiz. Let me open it. Let me just make sure. I have to log in? I have to make an account? Ah, fuck off. I don't want to make an account. Yeah, take my fucking information. Sure, take it. Take my information. I don't care. Take it all from me. So you want my social security number? All right, fine. You can fucking have it right now. Just take my social security number. You can have it all. Credit card. Apparently they need my credit card too. This is new to me. They need my credit card, my address. Jesus Christ, for a fucking quiz? What is this bullshit? Actually insane. They need my full address. I am so red right now. Oh my god, what is going on? Look at that. Did I get sunburn? What? Look at that shit. Oh my god, this lighting is not flattering at all. Holy moly. No, I don't. Listen, I'm gonna label myself as a professional. Show me what you got. Team Fortress 2 Epic Challenge? What? What is this? I have never seen this before. I'll show it on screen in a second. Wait. Okay. Lock this game to prevent more participants from joining. What happens if I let people join? Can someone fill me in on that? What happens if I let people join? I seriously have no idea how this works. Do I lock it? What happens if I don't lock it? Is there like a chat feature or something? Is it gonna manipulate what I'm just gonna keep it locked. I don't think I trust it. It's not letting me start it. Why can't I start this? It's just endlessly waiting for participants. I'm here. Wait, I need more than one person? What do you mean I need more than one person? Oh, Kahoot is a public quiz where people vote on the answer? Is that how it works? Well... Hold on. So that's the pin. I enter. There's my name. The game is ended. Huh? What do you mean the game's fucking ended? What? Fuck you mean the game's ended? Hold on a second. So I have to, oh wait, so I have to host it and then I join separately. I see, okay. What? So okay, I have to watch like a 50-minute tutorial to figure out how this works. I have no idea why this isn't working. So like I don't understand. Why is it not? All right. Why is it not letting me join? What do you mean? Okay, so Gary, you say you can help me, but you've never used this shit before. What the fuck you mean it's simple? All right, I'm showing the fucking code on screen right now because I don't know what the fuck to do. What the fuck do I do? How does this work? How does it work? I can't start it. This is the link that was sent to me. And here, these are like the names. You can have whatever names you want. Oh, so it's only 4. There's only 4 people that can join. Okay, well, you guys got lucky. So I'm with these 3 guys. Of course, one guy does fucking forcing. All right, we're doing it. It's me and 3 other total people. This is the TF2 Epic Challenge. What? Okay, listen. When did the first comic come out? I have no fucking idea. It's gonna be in May 2009. I just don't know which one. I'm gonna say May. Okay, we got it. That was just a random guess. We got it. Next. So easy to cheat in this. Wait, there's 43 questions? What? Sniper's Girardi is piss. Yes. Like... Oh my fucking god. Oh, this is gonna be great. Let's keep going. I'm loving this. My god. Oh, I forgot I posted these. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh shit. What's the item description of this item? Fuck if I know. I don't think... Is there one? It's the big elfin deal. This one's got a typo, so I'm going yellow. I like how you could have images as answers. I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have fucking known I would have no idea. I'm failing my quiz today. I'm failing my quiz today. What does the sniper say? Wait, am I even in this quiz? Or is it's just the 3 other people? Because I'm like trying to click the options, but apparently it's not going through. Standards, by the way. Standards? What the fuck you mean standards? It's standards! Are the typos intentional? Oh, I'm the host. I can't vote. Okay, I didn't know. What do you mean I can't vote? The host should be able to vote. That's some bullshit. What's my uncle's favorite TF2 man? This is not a real quiz. I feel... If it's anything other than Powerhouse... If it's anything other than Powerhouse, I'm gonna be very upset. Why do we have 40? Why we have 60 seconds to answer this one? I'm waiting for the third guy to answer. There we go. It's all Whatville. Fuck you. Next, sniper needs help. This is the... How many of you guys have actually used this? For like school. Sniper needs to piss 10 times today. He pisses 2 times before 3. Oh my god. I couldn't read it fast enough. That was a math question. You guys actually use this in school all the time? What? Huh? Now... I am mortified. This is the first and last time I'm ever going to click one of these because the fact you can upload whatever images you want is terrifying. List these from what can be used by the most classes, top being the most. Okay, so bottom, second place, third place, fourth, or this is the most because this is all class. Hat, shotgun, parachute, bison. Wait a minute. Two people got that wrong. This is Medic's voice actor. Yes, that is Medic's voice actor. I'm pretty sure that hat's in all class, isn't it? Which of these are not from the first series of unusual effects? Oh my fucking god. Which of these are not? Miami Nights, Cloud9, and the rest are. Yeah, Beams, Purple Energy, TF Logo, and Burning Flames are OGs. Miami Nights and Cloud9 are Gen 3. There you go. They got it correct. They got it correct. Yes, they are. These two from Series 3. Maze, they have mazes. I can't do the maze. I'm just gonna... Oh my... Wait, what? I was gonna say, if you could actually put a maze in here that people have to finish in a time limit, oh my god, that'd be hilarious. I love mazes. How many blue stats is there for the shortstop in the item description? How many blue stats are there? That's a great question. I think just one. Yeah, it was. I don't ever recall there being a massive blue wall of text because the items that are functionally unique usually don't have them. Like the Huntsman doesn't have one. Yeah. What's the first to last in the class selection menu? Top being first. So it's Scout, Soldier, Pyro, Demo, Heavy, NG, Medic, Sniper, Spy. I just know that. So first is, so it's Soldier, Pyro, then Heavy, Spy. Garden Warfare mentioned, baby. I was going to do a video today, but now we're doing a quiz. This is great. This is Saxon Hale's voice actor. I have never seen Saxon Hale's voice actor. I have no idea who does him. Who is his voice actor? Who's the guy who does it? Because it was community done, I believe, and I don't know if he's ever shown his face. How many weapon reskins are there in TF2? Jesus, oh my god, I'm inevitably I'm gonna forget one. There's a lot of promo items, but I genuinely don't know. There's a shitload of them. Is that Great Blue? My god, like people call me the Gooner. People call me the D-Gen. The motherfucker just wears a fursuit, right? He just puts on the full fursuit in public and posts photos. Like that gets a pass. But me liking titties, that's a no-go, apparently. 42. It's what an insane image. What an insane image. Pyro can air blast a lock and load grenade. Yes. What do you mean? That's my thumbnail. What do you mean? Of course, he can air blast all projectiles. Who said no? Someone said no. You don't play this game. What? Come on. Who made the AI-assisted book? Your path to be a chaos... What? What is this? I've never seen this before. Huh? What? There is a shirtless picture of Leon 18 TF2 Pro at the back of the book. What? This is some weird deep lore shit that I've never heard of. This is like some weird like 17-member Discord level meme that no one has ever heard of before. Like this comes from the quiz creators friend group. It has to. We're just gonna skip the questions about this. Are the rest of the fucking questions about this retarded book? Yeah, it's like it's advertising selling the shitty book on Amazon. That's insane. What won the 2012 overall Saxy Award? Fuck me, man. I have no idea. I wouldn't know. I never really kept up with the Saxies. I didn't care that much. Call me evil, but I just didn't care about the Saxies much when they were happening. Who is this? Isn't that Soundsmith? I think it's Soundsmith. Dude, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Soundsmith. Yeah. What's my uncle's TF2 main? Oh boy, another uncle question with the stock photo, dude. Your uncle plays himself. It's just himself. It's gonna be himself. It's Hale, of course it is. Help Heavy make a sandwich. Oh shit, do you know the correct order of, well, they didn't even, you didn't even make this a challenge. That would have been a fun question. Like, what is the correct order of the food items on Heavy Sandwich on the model? That would have been a fun question. You should have done that. Because how many of you guys actually know that? I don't. Ham, cheese, lettuce with the olive. See, no way, man. It's yours. That's your fucking sandwich. I appreciate the offer, but that's yours, buddy. You can have it. It's your sandwich. You take a bite and laugh together. You say no, and he's angry. No, I made Heavy angry. Oh my god. I'm gonna fucking die. How long does the Invis watch last? Oh, fuck me. I genuinely don't know. I think it's 12 seconds. But I don't know for sure. Is it 10? I don't know for sure. Just one of those things I never really paid attention to. How long does the Invis watch last with the L'Étranger? L'Étranger gives it a 40% increase, so if it was 10 seconds to go to 14, I think? I forget the exact percentage. I'm pretty sure it's I'm pretty sure it's 40%. What TF2 YouTuber made this video? I have no idea. It's not... I'm gonna say it's John. I don't know. I don't have encyclopedic knowledge of all TF2 YouTuber videos. This guy. Apparently it was Lazy Purple. I didn't know. Which of these is not a name for a TF2 paint can? Oh, I think I can get this one right. At least make it challenging. At least make it fucking challenging. Come on now. You didn't even, like, make it interesting. It was just a stupid joke. Come on. The last question is going to be something horrible, and I just know it. The last question is guaranteed going to be something absolutely mortifying. Place your bets now. The last question is going to be like, I'm going to get flashbanged by something terrifying. I'm not hitting next yet. How much? Place your bets. Place your bets as to whether or not I'm gonna get flashbanged. If it's goatsy, that's low hanging fruit. Shirtless NG, maybe. Or it could be a silly shitpost. I'm fully expecting something terrifying. That's what I'm waiting for. Is Engineer playing Wonderwall? Call me pleasantly surprised. Call me pleasantly surprised. Beautiful. A lovely final question. that was the most TF2 quiz of all time. Listen, truth be told, I had no idea that this shit existed. I had no idea that any of this is real. I just didn't know. This is cool. I didn't know Kahoot was a thing. I've learned something new today. Forsen is the winner. Of course he is, because it's like there's one guy. Every announcement I put him in the Discord, someone just reacts with Forsen over every single fuck. I don't even know what that is. I know I've asked before, but I don't even know what Forsen is. Can I do you can have a 2,000 question quiz? Oh my god. Horrifying. Alright, we have some business to attend to, because we're having a bit of a slow start. The quiz was great. The quiz was phenomenal, don't get me wrong. That was a gem and a half, but we have a couple. Okay, I leave it to you. We have two videos. Okay? We have a good video, and we have a bad video. Do you guys want to watch the good video first? Or do you want to watch the bad video first? Do you want dessert before dinner? Or do you want dessert before your vegetables? Or do you want the vegetables first? Of course, everyone says the bad one first. Everyone's saying the bad... You guys are crazy. Why do you want the bad one? Because you probably know I'm going to react to it the hardest. Because you probably know I'm gonna react to it the hardest, so you want the bad video first. All right, we'll do the bad video first. I'll humor you with the bad video first. Alright, so for the record, okay, it's not on screen yet. For the record, alright, for the record, I feel like I have to say this now before I watch any video. Don't go harass the person. Harass, term used loosely, broadly. Don't go bother the guy that made the video. Just for the record. Just, you know, be civil. If you want to leave a comment on the video, just be chill. Don't do some crazy batshit stuff, okay? If you do that, you're a piece of shit. I don't condone it. So relax, okay? That's all I ask you to do. Or ask you to not do, alright? And so, like, in the TF2 sphere, right? In the TF2 sphere, usually a video is considered nominal, large enough when it gets into, like, the 4 to 5 figure view range. And this one got, like, just enough views where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll watch this. I watched the first minute. I'm like, okay, yeah, I have to watch this shit on stream. It's to the point where I'm almost 100% sure this is rage bait. But at the same time, you know, they spoke in such a way where it's like, I think they might actually believe what they're saying. So, I wanted to watch it. Mainly because this video is a rare defense in favor of casual mode that's like something other than just shitting on Quickplay. And so, I would like to watch this to see where casual apologists are coming from, right? I want to see where some casual apologists are coming from. I want to see their point of view. I want to hear what they like about the system, okay? So, it probably isn't real. Chances are it's probably rage bait. Again, I combed through the first minute. Feels like rage bait, but at the same time, it's worth hammering a lot of these points home because I've yet to see any serious defense in favor of casual mode. Maybe this video is going to offer one. The like-dislike ratio, is, if that's of any indication, is telling me that it probably doesn't offer a good argument in favor of casual mode, but we'll see. Yeah, let's make a prediction. All right, let's make a prediction, okay? Their defense of casual mode is going to be one or both of just two things. You can pick your maps, and there's a party system. There will be nothing beyond that. That's my prediction. Every other defense of casual mode is just going to be something that Quickplay did better. Have I seen the discussion lately online about how some people said that you can be a fan of a video game even if you've never played the game and only have watched playthroughs on YouTube? If you've watched a playthrough on YouTube, that at least puts you in a better position to have an opinion about the video game. I think if you've sat down and watched a playthrough from beginning to end of the full game, I think it's okay to call yourself a fan. Even if you've never played the game yourself, right? You're not as big of a fan and dedicated or true of a fan as someone that's actually played the game, but definitely if it's something that's like story-driven, if it's something very heavily story-driven, like something like, say, Soma, right? A game like Soma is a great watch-through game because the gameplay is not really all that. But if it's, say, a very heavily gameplay-focused game, like, say, I mean, pick any of your big live service first or third-person shooters right now, I'm definitely going to value your opinion a whole hell of a lot less if you've not played the video game. And that's just in general, right? But if it's a story-driven game and you've watched an entire playthrough, then yeah, I think it's okay to call you a fan of it. But if it's something like Team Fortress 2, and you've never played it once, yeah, I'm not going to call you a fan if you've not played the game. That's just me. I'm betting on that TF2 need to be modernized like every matchmaker shooter, or the fact that we must be happy with what we have from Valve. That's also highly likely, because those are also two very common talking points. Those are also two very common talking points when it comes to the defense of casual mode, is that TF2 needed to be modernized, and that we should just be happy with what we have. Oh, also the badge, also. Like other superficial things like the badge. Like, oh, we don't want the badge taken away. Even though that has absolutely zero impact on gameplay whatsoever. So, we really do need a bingo card. Can someone make that? Because there's going to be a lot more videos coming out after mine. Because this next video that I'm making is a fucking nuke. I just want to clarify that right now. It's another massive nuke of just truth, right? Like, it's not like a big epic 4-hour long story about the game's history and how Valve fucked it like my last big one. This one is just pure straight raw facts, okay? It's going to be a massive fucking nuke. It's going to get people talking. There's going to be a lot more videos coming out about casual mode and how it functions. We need a quick play versus casual bingo card for the other videos that will come out. We definitely need one. If someone can make that, hell, we can even make it on stream at some point. But it's gonna fucking happen. Just watch. Because this next video that I'm making is gonna get people talking, because it's pretty fucking eye-opening. So, without further ado, let's begin this video. Also, I was told the volume is pretty low, so I'll pop on the closed captioning as well. The in defense of mustard cupcakes bingo card. Hell yeah, baby. Alright, let's listen. Let's listen.
I have a bit of a controversial opinion about TF2, and by controversial, I mean if I posted this on the TF2 forums, or any TF2 forums for that matter, there'd be a decent chance someone will try and mail me a pipe bomb, so we'll see how this goes.
See, and like this opener is what made me think it was rage bait, like, oh my god, I can't say I defend casual mode because people are going to attack me. It's like, no, it's usually the other way around. Also, that's a massive straw man. Most of the time, whenever I see quick play versus casual mode discourse, it's the people that are in favor of quick play that get shit on, and way more heavily than anyone that's like trying to be in favor of the current system, right? This is as high as the volume goes. My volumes are maxed out, all right? I can't get this any higher. So you're gonna have to bear with it and enjoy the subtitles.
Apparently liking the TF2 casual game mode is illegal now, thanks to some fucking YouTubers making videos.
No one has said this. No one is saying you can't like casual mode. And what do you mean by YouTubers? What YouTubers are there? It's me. No one else is making videos about casual mode or quick play. It's just me. Other smaller guys are, but literally no one else. So it's an immediate poisoning of the well. And for the people that are uninitiated, right? The people that are uninitiated with how things used to behave or how the game works right now, or don't have any backstories like where this conversation and shit's coming from, you know, they're gonna take this at face value and they're just gonna believe it, which is also something like this is another reason why I want to watch videos like this, because you're gonna have people watch shit like this and then think it's true. It's like not good.
There's been a lot of YouTubers making videos on it now that I think about it. And all of my opinions that are going to be the exact opposite of what I'm going to be talking about. I'm just going to say it.
No, I would say that most of the people who have made videos about this stuff or who have spoken about it, because like what notable videos about casual mode have been released so far? Mine, Fish's, and that's kind of it. No one else has made like a dedicated video for casual mode or quick play or anything like that, except for like smaller people, right? And then Lister made his, right? Like Lister made his video, and then Lonk made his. I hesitate to even call it a video because it was fucking terrible. You know, no offense to the guy, but that was a fucking terrible video. So listen again. Volume is maxed out. Volume's maxed out. So, and there's definitely other people. You know, there's some smaller channels that have discussed this stuff, but. Small channels, you know, generally in the TF2 sphere tend to get a lot of views anyway. Again, if you're breaking into the thousands of views, that's a pretty significant video in the TF2 sphere, like relatively speaking. So,
just gonna say it. I actually prefer the casual system over quick play, or over the old quick play system.
So, this is where I stop watching. How much do you want to bet that he completely mischaracterizes how quick play functioned? How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet that he gets it completely wrong? That's my bet. Because this consistently happens. I'm all in on this. I'm all in.
Oh, I know it's not. Okay, shut up. I know it's not a popular opinion. I know. Right? Is that?
No, it's definitely the popular opinion. The popular opinion is to shit on quick play right now.
Is that? What the fuck? So yeah, for some context, for anyone who didn't play TF2 back in the day, you know, TF2 used to have something called Quick Play. And the idea was very, very simple. You press one button, it would immediately launch you into a random server somewhere on Earth. Normally closest to where you live, but majority of the time it was just wherever, really.
What? No. the okay. So already correct. So no, Quickplay took your ping into account and it put you into a server that was close to you. It didn't just throw you into some random server without any kind of player agency whatsoever. Like, first of all, you chose your game mode. That's like the first thing. You chose your game mode, and if you didn't want to go any deeper than that, you could just choose your game mode, and then it would pick a server for you with decent ping and decent player count, and it would put you in. It didn't just throw you into a random server. So that's already wrong. That's already wrong, and you had the additional features that let you tailor your experience even more, where you could hit the show servers option and then pick a specific server with running a specific map from that customized list just for you. Then you had the additional options where you could either choose Valve servers only or Valve and community servers, amongst other specific settings for community servers like 32 plus players, no random crits, instant respawn, so on and so forth. So already off to a rocky start. Maybe he's just misremembering.
Looking back, it didn't matter. No questions asked, no map selection, no context, just good luck, dickheads, and you'll be...
And that's also not true. You had the ability to choose your maps through the quick play system. People forget this, right? You couldn't queue for specific maps, but you could certainly choose the map you wanted, right? That's the difference here. You had the show servers option where you could queue for a specific game mode, then you'd get that list, right? And the only shortcoming of that was you can only do one game mode at a time. But the difference is that you couldn't queue for multiple maps. So
fighting, they did not there was no options like there was in casual. It was just honestly just GG.
Well, no, there were all. I just got done saying there were plenty of other options.
Button and you're going to get put somewhere random on Earth, which is cool, but
and no, it's not somewhere random on Earth. Not how it worked.
Sometimes it was great. You would join in.
Listen, I'll take this video as though he's saying everything seriously, because that's the best way to approach videos like this, because when they double back and go, oh, it was just rage bait, well, certainly doesn't seem like it.
In a normal match, teams were balanced, and you were actually playing the objective, and maybe someone was either communicating, which I'm sure all of you know.
That's kind of independent of system.
2020.
That's kind of independent. It didn't really matter if you were using Quickplay or just going into a community server. It didn't really impact whether or not people were focusing on the objective. That's kind of weird to say. Even as like a joke or like a non sequitur, it doesn't. That's not something that the existence of Quickplay or casual mode doesn't really actually, if anything, the introduction of casual mode and making it a more focused competitive like system began to overemphasize the objective and made people even sweatier and taking the game away from a more casual environment towards a more, serious focused one. And there was a tangible change when that happened, and it's still there, and it's still here today. So, if anything, it's the opposite.
Having teammates to actually communicate is almost unheard of, because half the time they're just fucking...
This is true.
Or just being straight up racist.
Well, that's just online video games in general, by the way. But that is just true. When casual mode came out, people started speaking a whole lot less, simply by nature of people being in the same server for much shorter periods of time. So people just stopped using their microphones. All these experiences became disposable. And so it didn't matter if you spoke with someone anymore. It wasn't like a more wholesome community experience where you could actually engage and interact with people. If your matches are disposable, it's like, bye-bye, you're never going to see these players again. Why am I ever going to bother speaking to them? So that's definitely something that changed. But when it comes to mic spamming or saying slurs and shit in chat, that's just always been a thing in TF2. It doesn't matter what system you're using. My God, have we forgotten about the bots already? Where you can, they were spamming all manner of horrible things every fucking day. It's it doesn't matter what system you're using. People are going to say stupid shit.
But sometimes Quickplay would drop you into some absolute fever dream of a server. For example, you would join a server running 47 different plugins, 3 custom...
There it is! There it is, baby! Every fucking time! No, Quickplay never did this. Quickplay would never put you into custom servers. It would never put you into modded custom servers. If a server was running anything other than the vanilla game, it would not put you into that server. That's how it functioned from day one. Yes, from 2011 until the middle of 2014, or early 2014 rather. Yes, you could also be placed into a community server. But if it was running custom plugins, if it had more than 24 players, if it had random crits disabled, it had to be purely vanilla Team Fortress 2. Now the problem that Quickplay had is that servers would spoof their ping and their player counts in order to trick the Quickplay system to get players in there to get their eyeballs on advertisements, but Quickplay never put you into a server running custom content. I mean, here's the proof right here. So already I can tell this guy never experienced Quickplay. He never played on Quickplay. Yeah, here we go. So
Trade underscore.
These were the requirements in order for your server to be chosen by Quickplay, right here. You know, SV cheats must be off. You know, the map must be one of the approved Quickplay maps, meaning it had to be a vanilla map. No friendly fire, must have random crits, max 24 players, you know, VAC enabled, servers must be on a registered server account, no password required. It had to be purely vanilla Team Fortress 2. So what he just said is completely wrong. Just not true at all. So to me, this automatically signals to me that this guy never played Quickplay. He never used the system. So he has no idea what he's talking about. So I could just stop watching the video here because he doesn't have an informed opinion. Now he's just making shit up. It never put you into fucking trade servers or anything like that ever.
Or Minecraft _2 _
Never did that.
_final v3, which to be honest is honestly still most of the trade servers nowadays. And a giant advert in the corner telling you to donate for VIP super.
Yeah, the advertisements were a problem. That is actually something that having community servers on by default, that was a problem. And so in 2014, don't forget, in 2014, Quickplay defaulted to Valve servers only. And before that, they let players disable HTML in the message of the day, meaning they no longer had to look at server advertisements. Okay, but it was still a problem because they wouldn't let players join if they didn't have HTML enabled. And so ultimately Valve enabled the final solution of, okay, we're defaulting to our servers only, but if you still want to queue for community servers, the option is still there for you. By the way, here are all of these extra tools to better curate your experience. So, yeah. Not to mention, HTML in the message of the day was made to be off by default. So as soon as they made that change, advertisements were no longer an issue. It's like, I swear to God, people look at that 1-star video that came out right before Valve made all these changes. You know, that video came out in like 2013 or like early 2014. Right before Valve started making all these changes, they look at that one video because that's the biggest video of Quickplay that people can just lock in and go, oh, that's how it functions. No, that's not true at all. It had all these better changes for the player experience. So, I would not be surprised if the majority of this guy's experience in TF2 is trade servers in early 2020, so he thinks that in mid-2010s, the majority of Quickplay servers were like this too. I mean, he probably heard that Quickplay used to put you into community servers, and so he thinks it just put you into trade servers. It's definitely possible.
Plus, you know, that sort of thing. I'm sure all of you remember when you used to join the server.
I have been sent his Merc badge, apparently. Apparently he started playing TF2 on December of 2015. So, apparently he was around to experience Quickplay. But what he's saying is still signaling to me that he definitely did not play it because he completely mischaracterized it. Completely false what he said about how it functioned. Or just flat out misremembering. We can be fair. Maybe he's just misremembering because it was 11 years ago. But even then, that's a really major fuck up to say, yeah, I'd put you into fucking trade Minecraft servers with 47 plugins. No, it didn't. It never did that. So, and again, if you wanted to make a serious argument, do your research. That's really important to do so you're not saying something that isn't true. I fucking hate that shit.
There used to be adverts playing non-stop. Alongside that, there was always an admin playing Sniper with over 300 ping, calling people.
It's not even a thing. You didn't
killed him.
Duh, that's just the community server experience. You're gonna get into some niche dude's server and they're gonna be like a shitty admin. But that's also a straw man. It's like something that never fucking happened. Yes.
His insane opinions. And then there were servers you would join mid-match.
Yeah, this is a massively disingenuous mischaracterization of Quickplay. Jesus.
You know, 0 to 3, half your teammates are snipers or spies.
No one fucking cared about the score. The score didn't matter because if a team won 2 times in a row, you got to scramble and just kept playing. The points are made up and the score doesn't matter. That's what TF2 used to be like, and then they made the score matter when the score determined when the server resets, and that sucks.
Engineers not doing anything, building at spawn even though you're meant to be defending in the castle.
That's just TF2 in general. That's completely independent of Quickplay.
And then there's one poor medic who clearly regrets every life decision that led into that moment.
Now you're just describing TF2.
People to heal for the entire game.
Now you're just describing Team Fortress 2. No, that was not Quickplay. So that if that's what you remember from Quickplay, that's just, what happened to your memory, buddy. Were you 5? Probably young. Probably very young based on the sound of his voice. So, first of all, completely factually incorrect introduction as to how Quickplay functioned. My God. So, what do you got? Okay, what do you got for us in terms of the defense of casual mode?
What I remember from before the update. No, but then in 2016, sorry, almost 10 years ago. Oh my God, that 2016 was 10 years ago, oh my God. But then in 2016, our Lord and Saviour Valve released the Meet Your Match update. This update replaced the Quickplay system with the new modern casual matchmaking system that we're all familiar with today. And let's just say the community's reaction was, it wasn't exactly positive, which I'm sure a lot of you who were around back then
it was horrible because it was literally broken. Actually, no, we got to stop saying that. We have to stop saying that Meet Your Match was broken on launch. It wasn't. It wasn't. Meet Your Match, casual mode, was functioning exactly as Valve intended on launch. The problem is that skill-based matchmaking is purely incompatible with Team Fortress 2. Therefore, people were pissed, the experience was terrible, and then they immediately started walking back their decisions. Do not forget this. Casual mode functioned exactly as Valve intended on day 1. It wasn't broken. It was exactly as they intended.
Reaction to it was insane. It was also really funny. People weren't exactly positive. People hated the new queues. People missed the community servers. Some players
killed community servers.
Spending thousands of hours in the game.
A lot of people left.
10,000 hours.
So many people left the game because of the experience being completely upended. So many people left, so many competitive players left, so many normal players left. The game was irrecoverably changed beyond this point, and we're still nowhere even close to how the game used to behave. It's still terrible to this day. Like, we got a handful of small band-aids through 2018, and beyond that, the system's not been touched. God, I can't wait for this fucking video to come out. Oh, I'm so excited.
Nah, this one update, I'm never touching the game again. Like, what the fuck? What? Which is honestly kind of funny. But imagine spending like 4,000 hours on the game and then leaving because the find game button had changed. Like, that's just that's.
Yeah, just the fucking UI changed and nothing else, right? Just the UI changed. Seriously, dude. I'm thinking now that this is probably rage bait and definitely not true or being genuine at all. Because, like, you were either 5 years old when this change happened, right? You were either 5 years old when this fucking change happened, or you're intentionally putting out a video to try to mischaracterize how these systems actually were. Horrible video so far. I told you this was bad. If the first 35 seconds were of any indication, we knew this video was going to be bad. Oh my God.
Servers went anywhere. They were still around. They were just on a different tab. But even today, years later, you'll still see people saying a lot, oh, TF2 was better with Quickplay.
Yes.
And honestly, I kind of get that. I honestly do. Even I'm making this video, which I'm sure you've all read the title, I do get that. But at the same time, I think people might be remembering Quickplay a little differently than how it actually fucking was.
You've described yourself, if the first minute was of any indication.
First, the speed. It was really fast. You would honestly...
Yes, it was. So, like, at least we have positives here, right? We have the positives of Quickplay.
Even making this video, it's insane looking back how fast you would launch into a game. Sometimes it wasn't so fast, but the majority of the time, it was insanely fast. Maximum
40 seconds. Your queue time would not last longer than 40 seconds. And oftentimes it was far less. Or was it 20 seconds? Was it 20 or 40? I think it was either 20 or 40. I can't remember. But it was as long as it took to refresh the entire server browser, which I think is 20 seconds. Something like that. I honestly doubt this is rage bait. The dude sounds like a smug elitist. Too many of these people still basically control the game. I mean, I loosely agree with that. You have a lot of people that try to use their voices and try to put something out there that's just completely not true. And because of how they convey it, they make it seem as though, oh yeah, I know everything and everything I say is completely true. Even though what he said so far is just nothing but falsehoods. Completely.
And you were basically in a match. Honestly, it was insane. No queues, no waiting, no staring at a loading screen wondering if the game you forgot exists. It was just, you click a button, press quick play, and the game would just went, all right, good luck, and launch you into a random server on the planet. Second, community servers was also a really positive thing. Quickplay sent you into more community-run servers.
You had the option, yes.
A lot of the time.
No, not a lot of the time. Before 2014, it was kind of a 50-50 split. It also depended on where you were in the world. Like, if you were in a lower population region, like, Oceania, Australia, the ratio of community servers to Valve servers was a lot higher. So over in those parts of the world, which, is this guy British or Australian? I can't fucking tell. Same thing, in my opinion. No, they are the same thing. Prison colony in Britain, same thing. But if you're in a more heavily populated area of the world, like America or the UK or South America or what have you, the ratio of Valve servers to community servers was much more even. And so it was about a 50-50 split. And usually less than that, because community servers would oftentimes be running custom content, like mostly custom maps, right? Because as soon as Valve started hosting their own vanilla servers, community servers did take a little bit of a hit, where if you were just running the pure vanilla game, people became a lot less interested in playing on your server because, oh shit, here's a Valve server without like all the other bullshit you'd have to deal with inside of a community server, like, moderation you don't agree with, or shitty plugins, or advertisements, what have you. It's like, oh shit, vanilla game, here's a Valve server, I'm just gonna go play there. So a lot of community servers started hosting some kind of custom rule set, like be it 32 players, no random crits, or they were running custom maps, which automatically disqualified them from the Quickplay system. Therefore, you were not placed into them. So if anything, once Quickplay came out, the chances of you being placed into a community server went way down. Because again, many of them started running custom content over vanilla content in order to retain their traffic.
Those servers had actual personality, unlike the Valve servers we have today in casual. As you would play, you would start...
And of course, I need to reiterate, as soon as casual mode came out, community servers fucking died. Mass extinction. Like the game had never seen before. Community servers took a little bit of a hit when Quickplay first came out. I acknowledged this in my Meet Your Match video, again, because you had the vanilla Valve server thing, where people flocked to there over the, vanilla community servers. But then when casual mode came out, it completely cut off the main artery of traffic for players to be exposed to community servers, because Valve servers were removed from the server browser. Therefore, you were no longer being indirectly exposed to community servers, and the options to join community servers through Quickplay itself were also removed. So as soon as that update came out, community servers dead. Never forget, entirely Valve's fault.
Organising players every day. You were playing the same community servers for days on days, and you would run into the same people you knew, and you would make friends, grow communities.
That's how video games used to be.
The same guy who only plays Demo Man, and that one scout that has 2,000 hours but still refuses to touch the objective. There were some weird custom maps as well, random server events, and occasionally some extreme questionable server rules.
Again, none of that was in Quickplay. Quickplay didn't make you experience any kind of custom content or custom rules, again, because Quickplay would not put you in those servers. Got to be clear on that.
I remember that. Like the ones where the admin had glowing rainbow unusuals and mysteriously won every single round of the game. And if you managed to kill him just once, suddenly you were banned for suspicious gameplay.
It sounds like you had a bad experience at a trade server, dude.
But then
and now you're just using that to like recreate the entire Quickplay experience. That's what I'm feeling.
And then you would actually stumble into a server that was generally amazing. Good players, fun matches, everyone messing around.
Hold on, we have bingo. We have a bingo card. Hell yeah, dude. So, choosing maps, Quickplay didn't work, doesn't address casual issues, ad bloats servers, I like to play full games, unrelated tangent, ignores what they fixed in Quickplay, wacky custom servers, name calling, didn't do research, direct zesty reference, casual glaze, wrong info, free space, didn't play Quickplay. Strawman, TF2 needs to be more modern, reuses a clip, baseless claims, 2017 Merc badge, ugly cosmetics, ad hoc stream sniping, only talks about 2011 Quickplay ping, bring back Quickplay mentioned, indirect zesty reference. Okay, let me save this and open up MS Paint, and we can start ticking some of these off. Beautiful, beautiful bingo card. Thank you, Flogchamp. Appreciate that, buddy. You are too kind. Open with paint. We can cross off some of these already. So, we can cross off. What do we have so far? Let's see. We haven't watched the whole video yet. So, he mentioned ads and servers. Let's see. Wacky custom servers. Obviously didn't do his research. Wrong info, free space. We don't know whether or not he played Quickplay or not, because he started playing in 2015. Strawman, obviously. Not yet. Didn't see that yet. Baseless claims. Yes, that ticked that off. Ugly cosmetics. Gotta agree with that one. Not yet that. Only talks about pre-2011 Quickplay. Yep. Did he mention bring back Quickplay? I don't know if he did. I wasn't paying attention. So far, we're very close to a bingo down the middle row here. Oh, you forgot rose-tinted glasses, dude. Well, it's alright. Rose-tinted glasses is a little bit of a non-argument, so. He did, I don't know if it's an indirect reference at me. He just said YouTubers. I'm not gonna narrow that down to it being specifically an indirect reference to me. I won't tick that off yet. Let's watch the rest of the video.
Did voice chat, but at the same time there was a nice balance between them messing around but still playing the game, still having fun, not just being friendly. That's just, I hate friendly. Those are the servers you would actually favour.
There you go, sir. There you go. Servers are friendly fest, as someone just said in chat.
Go to the community browser and click on and just repeatedly, go back to, which is something the casual system in TF2 doesn't really recreate. In the
no, it doesn't have. It doesn't have it. It doesn't even attempt to recreate it at all. It just doesn't have it. It's totally absent. It was removed because being able to freely join a server from a list is completely incompatible with a skill-based matchmaking system.
If you find a game in TF2 with fun people, and you want to, with fun people, once that game has ended, you're probably never going to see them again unless you went through the painful experience of trying to favourite them, not trying to add them, and trying to play more.
Has that ever worked? Like that's something that's always been broken on Steam, is like the recently played with list. That has never functioned. Like for me, if I open that, it still has the list of people I played with in 2014. That shit's been broken forever. Which is hilarious to me.
You just don't see them again. Once that's ended, once the game's ended, that's it. You're not seeing them again. Nostalgia plays a huge role in this video, and as well as Quickplay as a whole.
See, there it is. There's the nostalgia. It's just nostalgia. It's just rose-tinted glasses, guys. It wasn't nearly that good. It's like nostalgia is a non-argument because usually nostalgia is the implication, or at least the heavy implication, that things were probably better. Just because you're nostalgic for something doesn't mean that what you're remembering is not true. It's like my leg is gone. I've lost my leg both legs in a car accident. Man, I'm nostalgic for when I have legs. I'm nostalgic for when I had legs. Well, I mean, it probably wasn't that good when you had legs. You just have rose-tinted glasses. Things are pretty good right now. It's like you have nice prosthetics. It's like, you see the problem with using nostalgia as an argument here? You're not actually addressing the reasons why people prefer Quickplay over casual mode.
People remember Quickplay. They remember the fun moments. Coming home from school, launching TF2, and just playing the game. With
Strawman.
No stress,
this is
like
Strawman also a complete non sequitur. Again, completely dodging why people dislike casual mode and prefer the old system.
I remember Minecraft from back in the day. It was really fun, but now it's just not. It's not the same.
No, it's literally not the same. These two things are like, it's funny how TF2 and Minecraft are it's the perfect thing to use to describe that, yes, TF2 has changed and not for the better. In many ways, not for the better. The same shit's happened to Minecraft. I remember a better version of Minecraft because Minecraft did used to be a lot better before the game got massively bloated with a bunch of useless bullshit. And before the gameplay loop got changed, before the pacing got changed, all that shit used to be, in my opinion, a whole hell of a lot better. These are two games that have definitely changed a lot over the years.
I think when people remember...
So, a straw man argument is creating an argument that no one is making, and then attacking it as if though it's a way to dismiss what's being claimed, right? Like, for example, people are saying that Quickplay was a better system right? Like, we want Quickplay back because it does XYZ. And then they say, well, Quickplay was full of racists and racists are bad. That's a straw man because that's just something that's not true. And they use that to attack the premise that Quickplay was a better system. That's a straw man.
Quickplay, they remember the fun moment. They remember the good servers. They remember the random hilarious matches. But what they don't remember—
Yeah, because there were a lot of really good servers that fucking died. This isn't nostalgia. These are things that used to be there that made the experience better.
He's joining a server that was already losing 0-3 with 5 snipers and 1 spy. They don't remember.
Again, independent of game system.
The useless fucking player. They don't remember the AFK.
Useless players, AFK players, all of that stuff happens independent of quick player casual mode. You're describing TF2.
Assholes that would just AFK the whole round because the servers didn't have plugins for it. They don't remember the random.
Like, oh my god, buddy. Okay, first of all, in Valve servers, which was the default for Quickplay, you were kicked if you were AFK, right? And so if you got into a community server you didn't like, that was your own fucking fault after 2014. You started playing in 2015. So you had to go out of your way to join community servers by ticking off the option. So you did that on your own, first of all. And then you got placed into a server that you did not like, right?
Adverts playing any given for some,
and advertisements were no longer a problem in 2014. HTML was disabled by default in 2014.
For some reason, they don't remember the shitty admins. They don't remember just being put into—
I swear to God, this guy must have had like one really bad experience on a trade Minecraft server in 2015 when he started playing the game, and now he's using that to paint the entire Quickplay experience. Guaranteed.
Game in Australia, even though I'm from the UK, it doesn't. Yeah, I feel.
How did he fucking know? I have not watched this. How did he know? Same place. It is the same place.
Like most of it is nostalgia. I really do.
It's not just nostalgia.
Casual did fix some things. Some issues Quickplay had.
Like?
A lot of people don't talk about.
Let me guess. Picking maps. The first one is going to be selecting maps. Being able to specifically queue for a map. Guarantee that's going to be the first thing. Or the party system.
Map selection.
Yep, there it is. Like that's the only thing that casual mode has going for it, is that you can queue for a specific map. But when you see this fucking next video I got coming out, you're going to very quickly realize that map selections give you the illusion of choice. You could never filter by maps on the server browser. You could never do that. No, it never existed. You can never search for a specific map. You never had the show servers option that let you choose a specific map from. No, these are tools that never existed. It was always totally and completely random. You had absolutely zero player agency. In fact, you had even less player agency in Quickplay. I mean, just rose-tinted glasses. You could never find a server. You could never favorite a server. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just nostalgia. Bad server admins, obviously.
Play a lot of the time didn't care what map you wanted, especially when you're spinning the wheel for the first time when you're clicking on the button. Once you span the wheel, it threw you to a random server, random map. It did not have a map selection. Casual.
So first of all, you could choose your game mode. That was the first thing you did. So you had a choice to narrow the experience you were going to get. And you could also choose your map in that specific game mode. You couldn't queue for specific maps. Yes, that is true.
Does. You could be hoping for bad water and suddenly you'd be loading into some map you've never seen before, like a fucking Mario Kart or something that was—
That's just something that's not true. Again, Quickplay never placed you into servers running custom content.
In Microsoft Paint. Casual at least lets you choose the maps you want to play. If you want to play Upward for 2 years straight, for some, like a lot of people do, you can do that. You
could also do that with Quickplay. Very easily. You could also do that with Quickplay. It's like you could choose the map you wanted either in the server browser or the show servers option. Whenever I tune in and see you watching one of these videos, I see the abominable loadouts in the corner, and my tab just crashed. Fuck me. I see the abominable loadouts in the corner and start feeling like I'm in a bit of a bad dream and I'm gonna pass out. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Play Upward. You can just queue for Upward and nothing else. It's not like in Battlefield 6 when you queue for a map, only one map, but then it chucks you into another map because it can't find you a server in just running that map. It only TF2 won't put you into a game until you've found that map, which means.
And that's also a bad thing, because what if you don't want to play on Upward? What if you want to play on, like, oh, I don't know, Capture the Flag well? What if you want something different? Well, good luck. You're going to be waiting around indefinitely for a game that does not exist, with no way of knowing whether or not a server's actually out there that you're queuing for. That's something else people totally forget about the removal of Quickplay, is we completely lost our ability to actually see what servers we could queue for, what maps are being run in that moment. With casual mode, good luck! These people are so bad at making these arguments, it just gets boring. I feel like I can make a better case for casual at this point. I honestly know I could.
If you hate certain...
And Richter, that's the thing, man. There is no serious argument. You know this. We've had these conversations. There is no serious argument in favor of the current system. None. Every time someone tries to defend casual mode, this is what we get. We get the same arguments, we get the same misrepresentations of Quickplay, we get the same strawmen. It's the same fucking arguments over and over and over again. And I was hopefully watching this video. I wanted to watch this video. I wanted to watch this video in hopes that we were gonna get something of a serious argument in favor of casual mode. Still none. The legitimate argument is, what if I like it? There you go. Because what can you say to, like, what if I actually like playing a game for 2 minutes? What if I like a 2.5-minute round of Upward? What if I actually enjoy that? Well, shit. There is no argument against that. I can't convince you to dislike it, but that's where it stops.
Maps, you simply never queue for them again. If you don't like Mercenary Park, I've got some brilliant news for you. You don't fucking have to. You don't. And also, casual is just way more consistent. Let's be honest.
Again, it's not like it's like you have this weird implication that there was zero player agency before casual mode came out. Like, you couldn't pick your map, you couldn't leave a server if you wanted to, you couldn't queue for a different server when you were already in one, including Valve servers through the server browser. It's like, come on.
With Quickplay, every single server was complete mystery. You might get a normal match, or you might get a server with instant respawn, random crit,
again,
multiply.
Never happened. This is something that never happened. And also, yes, casual mode is not consistent. If anything, casual mode is way more inconsistent than Quickplay ever was. Just go queue for casual mode right now. How many actually full servers do you get placed into? Not all of them. Your queue times are inconsistent, the amount of players are inconsistent, your team sizes are beautifully inconsistent all the fucking time because of how slot reservations work. Yeah, consistent is the weakest word choice to describe casual mode. I had a conversation with Tyler a couple of weeks ago and he brought up the Star video. This stuff is like Groundhog Day. Yeah, it's crazy. It just keeps happening. It just keeps fucking happening.
By 10. And the plugin that plays an air horn every single time you jump, like that sort of crap. I'm sure a lot of you remember that sort of just them servers.
No, that's because that's not how Quickplay functioned.
Yeah, they did have some, like, them servers were fun once in a blue moon, you know? No, they were, like, once every now and then, them servers were funny, and they were fun.
This current Quickplay versus casual debate TLDR is basically somebody said something, and people are pissed. They could not care, but they decided to scream and rage bait. I mean, I think the current TLDR is that we have a lot of people that are just comfortable with status quo. They have status quo bias. Like, things are okay right now, therefore things should just stay as they are. And therefore, like, a previous thing could not possibly be better. That's where we are right now. So people are arguing in favor of the current system because of, like, completely unfounded fears or, again, misrepresentations of how things used to behave. I think, like, the best non-argument that I think people make consistently is that we shouldn't push Valve to do more work on the game because what if we make them angry, right? Even though that's something that's never going to happen, that's, like, probably the most reasonably understood fear someone could have, even though it's simply not true. Beyond that, everything else is just bullshit in my eyes.
To queue of your friends, but after that,
yeah, again, I'm again fully convinced he probably never played Quickplay or again joined a random Minecraft server and then thought this is how the entire game was. Honestly, at this point, we need some 2-minute ADHD Zoomer-proof video that explicitly shows how Quickplay functioned in its final form. I think that might help, honestly. Because my long-form videos are not going to cut it with the younger people that play TF2, because they can't pay attention for more than 2 seconds. That has me worried. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It became so old and so dead. Casual servers are a lot more predictable, which is nice.
No, they're not.
Sometimes you just want to play TF2.
They're okay. Let's pick that apart. The amount of playtime you get is wildly inconsistent. That's the main one. You might be playing for 10 minutes, you might be playing for 10 seconds, and you have no control over that whatsoever. You can certainly pick the maps you want to queue for, but that doesn't mean you're going to get to actually play on them. You know, unless you're queuing for one specific map, that continues to remain random and out of your control. You have inconsistencies with the number of people in your server, the inconsistencies with the amount of people on both teams, right? Because again, slot reservations fuck things up all the time. So, inconsistencies with balance that remain unsolved for the entire game. You know, it's like, all right, consistency, correct, sure, no.
Of accidentally joining a social experiment. Like, after a long day, if I want to play TF2, I just want to play TF2.
Dude, you know what? Me too. You know what? That is so fucking true. When I'm done at the end of a long day, I just want to play some fucking Team Fortress 2. You know what I don't want to do? I don't want to fucking gamble with my free time. I don't want to sit down at my fucking computer and hope and pray for a fucking match that's going to last more than 5 goddamn minutes. I want to play the game too, but no, I have to spin the fucking wheel every time I open casual mode, and I have to fucking gamble for not only a game that lasts more than 5 minutes, but a server that's fucking full, with team sizes that are the same. These were never problems. These were never concerns before casual mode got put in the game. And now that's a fucking gamble every time you crack open fucking casual mode. I, too, would love to be able to consistently play fucking TF2, but I can't. If I want to play on Valve servers, I am consistently gambling my free time away over and over and over. And it fucking sucks. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that.
If I'm streaming on Twitch, I just want to play. I don't want again, like I said, sometimes it's fun to play these random fucking
Go find a VOD from this guy. Tally up how much time he spends waiting versus how much time he actually spends playing. On his most recent VOD streaming Team Fortress 2. I would love to see that.
social experiments, but I don't want to play them.
Show me him playing anything other than Payload.
Every single fucking time. Yeah, TF2 is honestly the most fun when you're not trying, when you just dick around. But a lot of the time, I just want to chill and just play a game of TF2. I don't always
me
want
too.
do random just crap, you know, like a random server. And I'm just gonna say it, some Quickplay servers were absolute cancer. Like you would just join and immediately hear, "Welcome to Mega Fun Game Server."
You're just repeating the same shit over and over again, buddy.
Please consider donating for VIP. Meanwhile, there's a heavy spinning in a circle, 3 scouts arguing chat, and someone mic spamming the entire fucking Shrek.
This is not what Quickplay did. Once
again,
again, complete misrepresentation of how these systems actually behaved. This is not what Quickplay did. Only put you in vanilla servers.
Casual isn't perfect. The queue times can be insane depending on where you live. Like people in I know people in South Africa and sometimes in Australia.
Yeah, gee.
They can take ages to find a game.
There you go. Finally actually acknowledging a problem with the current system. If you live in a low population region and you don't like 2-4, you are fucked. You are so royally fucked if you want to play on a Valve server.
So no, but like, yeah, I know that can be annoying, and if you can, and good luck if you can for some maps in man versus machine or competitive. Like it can take hours.
Who the fuck cares about competitive mode? Competitive mode is dead because it sucks. And NVM, who cares? We're talking about casual mode here.
Was for that shit. But for just bog standard normal Team Fortress 2, if you're from like America or Europe or something, whatever, majority of the time, it's honestly just, it's nice. And
yeah, well, and fuck everyone else. Fuck South America, fuck Australia, fuck Oceania, fuck Far East Europe. Now fuck all these guys. You know, if you guys want to play TF2, well, we're sorry for you. But casual mode, yeah, you know, it's actually fine. Wouldn't it be better if you could just open the server browser and see what servers are playing right now? Valve servers, you could just join them directly. Wouldn't that be a lot fucking better than just waiting around for something that is not there? Wouldn't that be much fucking better?
The bot situation definitely did not help for it for a while, especially with my arguments I'm making.
8 years. 8 fucking years. Let us not forget, casual mode's functionality directly facilitated the bot crisis. It still directly facilitates bots today. It's still happening today. The only difference is that they implemented some kind of system where bots get banned in about a day or two once the system picks up on them. And then bot hosters have to buy a whole new suite of accounts and get everything set up again. But bots are still in the fucking game. 8 years. And this was never a problem. Never a problem with Quickplay. Why? Because you didn't have a skill-based matchmaking system with a party queue that let you fill up a server instantly with 6 bots. Or you didn't have the massive amount of player churn where servers are constantly emptying out every 5 fucking minutes and dumping a whole new set of people in. And guess what? Bot. Servers were not getting full and staying full for long periods of time, which is the #1 deterrent for cheaters. Entirely the fault of casual mode. Completely the fault of casual mode. Never forget. 100%. We will never forget, and we will keep telling people the neglect that Valve was fine with keeping. Never fucking forget. Never forget. Valve let that shit ride for 8 years. 8 fucking years. We had bots in this game rendering the game unplayable on their own servers. And the entire time, they still kept putting content in the game. They kept taking money from us. The game was still profiting them tens of millions of dollars a year. Made a video about that, by the way. Even now, TF2 is grossing somewhere in the $40 to $50 million a year range, which is fucking insane for an 18-year-old game, right? Any fucking indie dev would be clamoring for that amount of money on an annual basis, and here's Team Fortress 2 just printing that with practically zero fucking effort, right? TF2 still makes that money, and Valve was making that money the entire time the bot crisis was going on. And they did nothing for 8 fucking years. Until we made enough noise to where it became unignorable, and they had to do something because Valve hates bad press. They hate bad press.
Valve taking like up to 7 years to fix bots in casual, making the game unplayable, is just, there's no excuse for that, and it's disgusting it took them that amount of time to fix their fucking game. It's clear and obvious that the community, for the most part, wants the quick play system back. I get that.
Gee, I wonder why. Maybe address any of the arguments people are making against casual mode. Any of the arguments people are making in favor of quick play, which this guy has not done. The one argument he made in favor of casual mode was you can pick your maps. That's it. He has said nothing.
Want to ask, why not have both?
You can't.
Like, no, seriously.
You can't. Yes, let's divide the player base even more. Even if we did do that, guarantee overwhelmingly people would have quick play. People would prefer quick play over casual mode's bullshit. Like, if Valve changed nothing about casual mode, would you rather play 5-minute games consistently or play for as long as you want? Just on its own. Like, map selections aside, all the other changes in server rules aside, would you rather consistently be able to play Team Fortress 2 uninterrupted for up to 45 minutes, coming and going whenever you please, or would you rather have the server reset roughly every 5 to 10 minutes on average? What would you prefer? Seriously. You would prefer more playtime. That's what people want out of this fucking game, is they want more playtime.
Hear me out. Why don't we just have both systems? Valve could easily let players choose between casual matchmaking system or a quick play system button that throws you into a random...
Sure, they could easily have both, but then what's the fucking point? Seriously, what's the fucking point? Everything in casual mode, quick play does better other than queuing for specific maps. Every luxury you experience inside of casual mode, quick play did better other than queuing for specific maps. So give me one reason for keeping casual mode around other than being able to queue for a specific map. There isn't one. I would love to hear it.
I know there's a HUD for it already. I forgot what it's called, but I'm pretty sure there is. If you want to press one button and instantly get launched into whatever chaotic nightmare server happens to exist at that moment, you hit quick play. If you want a structured matches, map selection, and a slightly more organised experience, search for casual. We can have both. I don't understand why we don't have both. It's basically the difference between all.
You know why we don't have both? Why we didn't get both in 2016? Because if this was such an amicable solution, why didn't we get both in 2016? Because that's not the direction Valve wanted this game to go. They wanted it to become a competitive esport. That's it. And so they removed all of the player agency that we once had in order to facilitate a skill-based matchmaking system. And then they rolled all of that back 6 months later.
At a restaurant or spinning a wheel and seeing what the chef throws at you. Like, we can have both. There's not... The argument shouldn't be get rid of casual and replace it with quick play.
Give me a reason why. Give me any reason why you want to preserve this system.
We should have both. Because the truth is, both systems actually have their benefits and they're both good. They both have their flaws. And the solution...
Again, give me any other reason for the persistence of casual mode, if I will, other than selecting maps.
We should have both. Quick play was fast, unpredictable, and sometimes you'd randomly discover these weird community servers.
Again, not true. The latter 2 points, not true. Again, not unpredictable because you had infinitely more player agency. And then no, you did not get placed into community servers, and you didn't get placed into servers running custom content.
Playing for months, sometimes years.
And that's exactly true. We don't have both systems because they work completely against each other. They are incompatible.
Casual, on the other hand, is way more consistent. You know what maps you're going to be playing. Matches are a bit more organised.
No, they're not. I can't tell you how many times I start playing a match when it's a 12v9 or a 12v6 because everyone's not loaded in yet because of how slot reservations behave. That is the most inconsistent thing about TF2 is whether or not I'm going to get a steamroll. And most of the time, it's a steamroll.
Server running 50.
Actually, I take that back. The most consistent thing about Team Fortress 2 in casual mode right now is getting a steamroll, because half of one of the teams is basically guaranteed to not be there when the game starts. So nice.
DM plugins and an admin who banned you for killing him. So instead of replacing one system with the other, the best option might have just been letting both exist at the same time. That way, everybody wins. The people that miss chaos of.
And a reminder, no one asked for this. No one wanted this. Everyone agreed in 2016 that casual mode was awful, terrible, the worst thing that has ever happened to this game. People still agree that this is the worst thing that has happened to this game. There is no argument against that. That's just been the consensus. There's never been anyone trying to say, yeah, no one back then was saying, yes, we need both systems. And yeah, not even competitive players wanted this, because we all loved the normal vanilla game until they turned it into this fucking mess that we deal with today.
The quick play system, get their chaos back. They get their button back. And people who just like strict casual...
The fact that he just like waters us down to like, oh, it's just a button, Ugh.
Using it. Plus, let's be honest, this is Team Fortress 2. Half the fun of the game is the complete nonsense that happens every single match. And if the game can handle... I know there isn't...
Half the fun of the game is the hats. Half the fun of the game is the fucking unusual effects. Yes, half of the fun of the game is things unrelated to the game itself.
People playing TF2 anymore. I honestly do think there's enough players for it to handle both.
No, there's already not enough players to fucking handle casual mode. Why do you think we have... I'm not going to spoil the video.
I don't see any other way out of this divide in the TF2 community. I can't imagine everyone's going to agree on, oh, we want this system back, we want the other system.
You know what's funny? It's like, it's not really even a divide. It's like people that want quick play back, and then everyone else that doesn't really care. That's kind of where we are. We have people that just really don't care either way, or are kind of indifferent, and then you have the small volume of people that genuinely enjoy casual mode over quick play, for some reason, or the people that behave in bad faith because they just don't like me or something. And then you have like the other half that want quick play back, right? Like the majority of players, I think I can very safely say this, think something needs to change. be it a full reversion to quick play or some kind of change to casual mode. Most, if not everyone, already agrees on that. Something's got to give. But not keep the current system as is, which this guy's advocating for.
As most of you don't want to believe, there is a fucking divide on this. A lot of people, more people than you think, do like the casual system. So yeah,
no, again, most people just really don't care. And I guarantee if it went back to quick play, you wouldn't care either. Because it's not what you've been describing. What you've been describing never happened. It didn't exist.
It definitely had its
And also, where are they? I would love, again, please, God, somebody show me serious arguments in favor of casual mode. Please, 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 God, somebody make a good video. Somebody make a good post. Mastercom's got close. That's the next video we're looking at. Mastercom's got close, but even then fell short.
But honestly, I like the structure that the casual brings to TF2. It's more consistent, you get more control.
What structure? What structure are you talking about? A beginning and an end to each match? That lasts 5 minutes? Yes, everyone loves that. The badge, the XP system that has absolutely zero impact on your gameplay? You just get to see a number go up. What control? What control do we get other than having the option to queue for something? Doesn't guarantee that we're going to get to play on it. I too like queuing for Dust Bowl and well, and 99 times out of 10 getting Dust Bowl. What control is that? If I wanted to play on well in 2015, I had the control to just pick the specific server and dive right in and play. I can't do that anymore. If there happens to be a well server, I don't know if it exists. First of all, I have to sit there and wait forever for it. What kind of control is that?
And you know what matches you're getting into. Even if the match still ends with 3 spies and 2 snipers and a heavy that refuses to leave spawn room. I do like the casual system. It's more consistent, it's more modern, and it's just
there it is. There it is, modern. There it is, right there, fucking modern. Where's modern? Modern, there it is. It's more modern. Tell me what is modern about TF2's skill-based matchmaking system. Other than it is a skill-based matchmaking system in the most literal sense. What is modern about this? What other video games behave in the way that Team Fortress 2 does? Tell me one. One game that does exactly the same thing TF2 does, as if though this was some kind of modern standard. There isn't one. No other video game has skill-based matchmaking, where players are allowed to come and go as they please, where games are allowed to begin before all players connect. No other games do this. You know why? Because that makes gameplay awful. It facilitates steamrolls, it makes matches last a short period of time. It does not work. No other games behave the way that TF2 does. Ugh! Hey Zesty, I'm glad the TF2 Classic revealed to the main audience how TF2 used to run. If nothing else, that's the biggest accomplishment of that one mod. Hope Casual gets thrown in the dumpster as the decade-long mistake that it was. A bit more money. Thanks, man. You're very kind. $50. Thank you. Can we get... What can we give him? You know what? Get the guy. Get him some classic Gregnet. Hit the guy with some Gregnets right now. Thank you, man. You're very kind. Much appreciated. No, yeah. I'm really, really hoping, like on a serious note, I'm really, really hoping that the videos that I'm making and the noise that we're going to produce from this, I'm really hoping it forces Valve's hand to do something, because the way TF2 currently behaves right now is fucking unacceptable. Like, the bots made everyone so complacent with how terrible TF2 behaves. Like, the bots are like the worst possible thing other than the servers getting shut down, right? And that's not, you know, that's like a hypothetical. But like, sub 5-minute games, 12v7s, 75% of maps being dead most of the time, you know, shit like that is fucking unacceptable and does not happen in any other video game. No other video game behaves the way that TF2 does, otherwise there would be fucking riots. But Valve gets away with it because people love sucking them off, and because they got rid of the bots after letting them persist for almost a fucking decade. And because now that they're gone, it's like, shit, this massive railroad, like this railroad spike that was in my sternum, that's been removed. You know, like, thank God that's good, but the hole's still there. You know, there's still some shit. It's like the hole's fine because the spike is gone. So,
I've just grown to love over the last couple of years, especially through streaming. I get that a lot of people like the chaoticness of Quickplay, and I do get why people like it. I do. And honestly, there are parts of Quickplay I genuinely do enjoy. But I think we should have both systems into the game. I don't think the solution should be removing casual. I think it should be have both of them. Both systems have their pros and cons, and both should be implemented into the game. But that's just my opinion. I want to hear you guys' opinion. Do you actually prefer the casual system, or do you think Quickplay was better? Don't be toxic in the chat. I just want to know you guys' opinion.
Don't be toxic.
Please let me know in the
it's
comments.
fine. Yeah, I agree. Don't
Please.
be toxic.
And please
address the guy's arguments.
Any death threats. It's just my opinion. I'm not looking to start any fucking drama. This is what my channel's about now. I want to share my opinions as shit as you think they might be. Anyway, but I feel like
yeah, you had some pretty shit opinions, dude. Just a really, really bad video. Really bad video.
TF2 has bigger problems right now than talking
You
about.
made no arguments. You made no points. You mischaracterized Quickplay, and you really didn't say anything. You didn't really say anything of substance. You made hardly any arguments whatsoever.
At the end of that, I don't really care what system TF2 has in the future.
Then what's the fucking point? Then what's the fucking point of making this video if you don't care? What did I fucking tell you? They don't care. They wouldn't fucking care if Quickplay came back. And it's done. I wasted my fucking time. He doesn't give a shit. And that just reinforces my point. Most people, especially newer players, really don't care. They really don't give a shit. If Quickplay came back exactly as it was today, most people would not fucking care, or everyone would be, and everyone else who does would be elated. You'd have a small handful of people that would be like, well, I can't party, I can't six stack with my friends anymore. You know, that they'd be angry. It's like 5 people. Jesus, man.
As long as it isn't worse than what we have now. I want Valve to care about working on more front-end problems in TF2, because I feel like all the back-end solutions have already been fit. And I'm sure a lot of you want the content back in the game as well. Like the upcoming MVM update, I want that to be an actual decent upsize update and not just some...
I mean, yeah, me too. Ideally, the MVM update's not going to suck shit, but I don't have much confidence in that.
Holiday size update with a few new maps. But that's a subject for another day. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and it would...
Well, you're not getting my sub. I'll tell you that much. You've not earned mine. Listen, man. If you want to have a future here on in the TF2 sphere, or like a future on YouTube in general, strongly, and this is real advice, strongly recommend that you probably put a little bit more time into thinking about what you're saying. Make sure that you do your research, and make sure that what you're saying, as if though it were fact, were actually fact. Otherwise, you're going to get a reaction like this. And mind you, this happened before I looked at it on stream today. This was already a very poorly received video. So, and I think you've noticed that. So you just gotta put the legwork in. You can't just... I mean, you can make slop. People make slop all the time, you know, and just talk out their ass, and they somehow manage to get hundreds of thousands of views. If you want to go down that path and not have any respect, then go for it. You're going to get your money either way. But, buddy, you got to put a little bit more care into what you're saying. Do a little bit more research. You're going to get a lot more respect from people. And this video ain't it. This video ain't it. And ultimately, once again, they don't care. They don't care. All right, that's the first video. Oh my god. So let me pull up the second one, and we can get to something that's got a little bit more meat on its bones, shall we? Something with a little more meat on its bones. I have to find this. I forgot where the link was. Let me find this. Give me just a second. Where is that link to the... My Discord can find it for me, hopefully. I need it. This is why we asked for the bad video now that we have something good and engaging. Yes, I completely agree. God. Yeah. There was a video that someone made talking about the Mastercoms, the Reddit post they made, where they had some very good, more overarching points to make about the post, and not like going at it point by point like I did. I want to watch that on stream because they brought up some really solid points that I think people need to hear. I think it's important. I do think it's possible to bring back Quickplay. Yes, I definitely think it is definitely possible. But the only way that it's going to happen is people have to make noise. You have to complain. You can't just sit here and say nothing. You have to make noise, make videos, complain to Valve. It's the only thing that forces their hand. You have to make them look bad. It's like the number one thing. Let's see. Was this it? Yeah, this is the channel. No, that's not the channel. What the fuck? What was it called? Hang on, I'm gonna find it. I will find it. I think it was posted a couple days ago, but I have to like dig through my channel to find it. Oh lord. Where the fuck was it? Give me a second. I'll find it. I know it was posted here. It's not in my YouTube history because I'm on the wrong account. There it is. Thank you, Vlogchamp. You are a fucking saint.
Over the past few months,
You
one post
are a fucking saint. Okay. So, this is a much better video that we're going to watch right now. And before that, I'm going to get a drink, and then we can continue. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. We're back. We can continue, ladies and gentlemen. Keep this going. Put my hair up so I can stop sweating to death. Jesus Christ, it's so fucking hot today. Does the title count as Bring Back Quickplay mentioned? If so, that's a bingo square. I guess that does count. Let's go finish off the bingo from the previous video. So Casual Glaze definitely was there. I'm gonna say definitely didn't play Quickplay by how he was remembering it. Let's see. I'm gonna count that as a mention. He did mention ping and didn't address Casual's issues at all, really. So I'm gonna say that's a bingo. I'm going to say that's a bingo. That being said, not again. Gambler here, I lost all my paycheck money and got beat to death outside the casino by loan sharks. I blame you playing Poker Night last stream and will continue to haunt your streams forever. Well, you're a welcome spirit because, You're giving me money. you're a welcome specter. If this is how you're gonna greet me every time you hop into my stream, so welcome my new poltergeist friend. Enjoy your stay. You can haunt me all you'd like. You can haunt me all you'd like. You seem like a kind spirit. Just don't gamble with my money in the afterlife. Okay, so. Fresh video. This one is speaking in kind of like a half refutation to that long Reddit post from Mastercoms. Again, still want to have a chat with Mastercoms on stream, but I want to do that after I get this next video out, when the ball really gets rolling on what should be done to this game in order to make things better. So, we'll get there.
Become the go-to response whenever someone suggests bringing Quickplay back to Team Fortress 2. It's called The Definitive Guide to Why Just Add Quickplay Won't Work, written by Mastercom. The post presents itself as a comprehensive explanation for why Quickplay can't realistically return, and in a lot of discussions, it's treated almost like the final word on the subject. To be fair,
and that is something that has consistently happened so far, is the people that just kind of want to shut down any kind of meaningful conversation about quick play versus casual mode. They just go, well, here's this Mastercom's post explaining everything why it wouldn't work, and I already went through it on stream as to why it didn't really address why quick play is somehow, you know, impossible to bring back. It really didn't do that. If anything, it just kind of ignored the main point of the argument, in that quick play is better than casual mode. The experience is better, and didn't really address any kind of arguments in favor of the old system, and instead just kind of, you know, went back and honed in on like the couple of small things that were issues with it. So
it's probably the strongest argument against bringing back Quickplay that currently exists. Mastercoms, the author of the post, is also a voice that should be taken seriously. She has a lengthy background in the community, being the creator of one of the most popular configs.
I mean, they're a smart cookie. They know what they're doing. They're a smart cookie. They know what they're doing. So if there was going to be someone to make a post like this that is well informed and understands how these back-end systems work, it's going to come from her. So just had the hardest breakdown I've had in years because of this quick play mess. I don't think I've cried this hard in years. I don't know how much longer I can keep saying I like TF2, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel that on a spiritual level. I feel that on a very spiritual level.
And even attempted to community run Quickplay around a year ago, which is what seems to have emboldened her to create this post. But once you strip the argument down to its core assumptions, the entire case starts to fall apart. So without further ado, rather than responding to the post line by line, I'm going to narrow it down to its
which I did. Took way too fucking long.
Essential claims. The argument ultimately rests on a few key points. 1. Quickplay is fundamentally flawed because it coordinates player per player instead of globally.
Yeah, so that's like the main thing that kind of kept recurring inside of that Mastercoms post, is that casual mode functions better because it has more information about all players and tries to organize multiple people at once into one server, instead of doing player by player demand and connecting just player to server, player to server, player to server.
2. Matchmaking systems coordinate players better because they have global information. 3. Quickplay cannot be realistically improved enough to fix these issues. 4. People should stop asking for Quickplay and instead ask for gradual improvements to casual matchmaking.
Which is, in my opinion, a futile effort, because the more changes we make to casual matchmaking, the closer we get to Quickplay. So why not just bring back Quickplay with the two things that casual mode has that it did not? I prefer casual mode because it's a gamble of whether or not you'll get to play. Of course you do. Of course you do. Or join a lobby that ends immediately. Of course you, the gambling man, of course, are naturally going to enjoy the gamble of finding a good time. I respect the commitment. You're dedicated to the bit. I will say that much, Mr. Poltergeist. I will say that much.
The argument only really works if you grant the following assumption. A more optimized game coordinator is a better player experience. Mastercoms treats game coordination as a decisive factor when comparing these two systems, but she never justifies why. And as a
nope. The only justification is that you get full servers. That's like that was their main thing. It's like, oh, you avoid the 23 out of 24 player problem that Quickplay could not work around in its final form. Then therefore it's better to have a matchmaking system.
Result, the post almost completely sidesteps the discussion around the possible reversion to Quickplay.
Yep.
Which is primarily rooted.
Again, no one's really addressing the main arguments here. The game is in a degraded state due to a failed competitive overhaul from 10 years ago, and it should go back to how it was before.
In player experience, historical features, and rule set comparisons.
Player agency. The one thing we all miss, alongside just being able to play the game, is player agency. Being able to pick our servers, be it Valve or community. We miss being able to play in community servers that were actively more thriving because the game would filter some traffic towards them. We miss being able to play the game consistently for as little or as long as we want and not have to gamble with our free time as to whether or not we're going to play for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. With full teams, a half-empty server, maybe a 12v5, right? We miss not having to deal with those problems.
Let's go back to this assumption before we do anything else. Is this actually true for TF2?
I say no, because TF2 never needed... So he says game coordinator, right? And so Quickplay did use a game coordinator. I think a better way to have said this is a more optimized matchmaking system. I think is what should have been put here. A more optimized matchmaking system would guarantee the better experience because that's what casual mode is using. Either system, be it Quickplay or casual mode, uses a game coordinator because it has to contact a coordinator for server information.
Does technical optimization make or break a play experience?
And so yeah, that's like actually a better. Does technical optimization make a better or worse experience? Is like a hyper optimized system really what TF2 needed? Well, historically, we didn't have one. We didn't have this hyper-optimized system, and it was a whole hell of a lot better than what we have now.
Back-end coordination more important than what the player registers while playing? I would say no.
Yes.
And here's why.
Agreed. TF2 is not an airport.
Efficiency does not always equal quality. A game could have an engineering marvel.
Extremely true. Efficiency does not automatically guarantee that things are going to be better. Because efficiency is often imposed at the sacrifice of a higher quality experience. Or comfort. Or stripping away other things that would be nice to have.
As its game coordinator, and yet be undeniably inferior if it has to sacrifice the quality of the games themselves in order to maintain that efficiency. Let me give you an example.
And that is exactly what happened. Is we sacrificed the higher quality game time in favor of this hyper optimized matchmaking system that doesn't work in the first place for building, evenly skilled teams. That's what happened.
Are designed with efficiency in mind. They're good at funneling large amounts of people through a limited amount of space quickly and safely as possible.
But everybody who's been in one knows that the experience of being in an airport isn't exactly comfortable.
Okay, listen, we'll take a side tangent. Some airports are pretty fucking comfy. Smaller city airports generally have their shit together. But if you're in like San Francisco or LAX or in Denver or in Atlanta, oh my God, it's horrible. Chicago, those are terrible airports. But my San Antonio airport, it's fucking comfy as shit. Why? There's fucking nobody here. No one travels here.
Oh my God! I'm in pain! I'm fucking licking! I'm licking! Call the fucking ambulance!
And that's because
I had an experience in the Denver airport when I was waiting for a connection where some cracked out homeless chick was just kind of like rocking back and forth in one of these chairs. I don't know how she made it past security, but she was like this cracked out homeless chick somehow made her way into the terminal and was just speaking to herself, kind of just like doing this, in a chair because she's like having a withdrawal, this kind of thing, and just sat there for like 30 fucking minutes. How the fuck did she get there? How did she get through security? She had to have snuck in somehow. Or she was like an employee taking a crack break. I don't know. I witnessed a fist fight in front of a Pizza Hut too. There was a shitty little Pizza Hut. Saw two people fucking just punching the shit out of each other. I don't know why. Just walked by it, minding my own business. I was, wanted to go sit in a chair, stretch my legs. I just gotten off a 6-hour flight.
Airports sacrifice individual comfort for overall efficiency.
what works well for managing crowds often feels stressful or unpleasant as an individual.
And I will always say this about airports: as soon as they stop treating me like cattle, then I'll start respecting what they want from me a little bit more. Like I talked about this on stream before. This is totally unrelated to the video, but like Some airlines are demanding that we don't wear pajama bottoms, like long leg pajama bottoms on fucking airplanes. Like, dude, you're already squeezing me in like a goddamn sardine. I want to be comfortable. Stop treating me like cattle and I'll wear a suit and tie on your fucking plane. This ain't the 50s anymore.
Apply this to TF2. A perfectly optimized system might be good at filling servers or getting players from game to game, but it sort of defeats the purpose when you're left with less agency, less satisfying games, and a fragmented player base.
Yep, because what happened when casual mode was implemented is that players started dumping players out of servers at an insanely higher rate than ever before. Because before, servers would get full and then stay full for, at minimum, maximum, same difference in this case, 45 minutes. So a server would reset every 45 minutes, and that's if they didn't choose the same map and kept playing, right? And so already there was infinitely less demand for new servers simply by nature of the old server settings. And as soon as Valve implemented the rule set that we have right now that resets servers on average about every 5 to 10 minutes, what happens is we have this constant cloud of players always looking for games. Casual mode created this cloud, this dark cloud of players looking around for games, a problem that never really existed before casual mode is implemented. This is a problem entirely made by casual mode, this insanely high player churn. And as a result, casual mode is therefore a system that's really good at getting you into a server, but at the sacrifice of a higher quality and more fun experience. That's what this guy is saying. Because what have we sacrificed? We've sacrificed the amount of playtime we get. We've sacrificed even team sizes. We've sacrificed team scrambles. We've sacrificed team switching. We've sacrificed spectate mode for those who care about it, right? We've sacrificed, in some cases, even map variety. So, is it really a good trade-off? No, absolutely not. And optimizing getting people into servers is not really going to change anything. If anything, what recently happened, like we recently received some kind of matchmaking change that made queue times, at least for popular maps, way faster, way shorter, right? But just because you get into the server faster, that was never a problem. You could usually get into a casual server in a relatively timely manner, but it didn't improve the quality of our playtime. And that's never been like the main argument of populating and filling. Well, populating the server is still a problem, but getting into a decent match, a decent server, is faster, but the quality of the experience is at an all-time low. We made a decent system for something that never needed to exist in the first place. No, yeah, that's exactly it. And it's not even a decent system. Like, in terms of moving players around, yeah, it can do that pretty well, but that was a problem that never needed solving. Valve made up a problem, and then it needed solving. It's ridiculous.
One can demonstrate the deterioration brought on by a supposedly efficient system by looking at how casual mode has negatively impacted game modes like Payload Race, Control Points, and King of the Hill.
Unplayable. It's 5 control. Oh, God. Oh, you are going to love this video. You are going to love this video. Oh, it's going to be great. I swear to God, I'm getting it out as soon as I can. News. Again, totally unrelated. Plushie. We're just going straight to they're making it. Like they're gonna send me a prototype soon, and once I have that and approve of it, you can buy it. So we're just going straight to that. So that's exciting. Hopefully that's gonna line up with when the next video releases. We'll see.
Supposedly efficient system results in it taking an hour to queue into Banana Bay, or the average control points map ending in less than 10 minutes.
That's my data, except that doesn't really support what he's saying. This is just showing like the top 25 maps that have the highest volume of games played.
And maybe efficiency.
Rather, highest volume of player connections, because that's what that is. That's player connections, not number of games. That's the number of individual experiences and not the actual number of matches that took place. That's a different set, but still would have the same result.
Isn't what we should be striving for. In fact, an excess of efficiency can actually degrade how players interact with the game.
Yes.
One way this degradation manifests is through a phenomenon I call churn. As time has passed,
there's the magic word, player churn, which was never a problem before casual mode was implemented.
Has gotten better.
Because you got in the server, you were staying there for like 20 or 30 minutes minimum. Because statistically, the chances of you being placed into a Valve server or even a community server that was less than like 5 or 10 minutes away from ending was very low. You're going to be playing for a long time, and more than likely, you're going to stay in that server for a lot longer because you had incentive to stay during the server reset. Because you only had to wait for the map change. You didn't have to wait for the map vote. You didn't have to wait for the pre-round timers. You just got to start playing again almost immediately.
And better at moving players around, but it's stalled at improving the games that players are placed into. When players know they can quickly be placed into another game, they have little reason to endure a stomp, help seed an empty server, or stabilize a struggling match. Instead, they leave and re-queue. The system becomes extreme.
Again, problems that never fucking existed before casual mode, because when there was a stomp, what did we have? What did we have? Say it with me. We had team scrambles. We had vote scrambles. And we had properly functioning auto balance to make games a little bit more even. Naturally, these were not silver bullets for unbalanced games, but they certainly worked a whole hell of a lot better than what we have now, which is literally nothing. You get stomped in the first round, call for a vote scramble, shit, we get a better game right away without having to re-queue. Without having to wait for the match to end and the server to reset. You just get to keep playing. That's an incentive for people to stay, which is no longer here.
Good at shuffling players around, but much worse at producing stable games. If you go back and look at
servers getting full and then staying full for long periods of time.
Gameplay from the Quickplay era, you'll see that churn was much less common.
Yes.
I'm just the fucking best. Jag gillar att vi har haft en sniper som hänger med sin SMG.
Notice that no one is leaving. No one is leaving the stomp. Everyone is staying because they know that the next round is potentially going to be better. Because they're going to get a team scramble.
On card this entire time. I can respect that.
This is because leaving meant seeding another server, or going through the browser, or waiting on Quickplay to find you another game. The old
which was still pretty fucking quick, but you had all the incentive to stay because, like, okay, why am I going to waste more time looking for a new server or seeding a new server when I'm already in one and in the next round I'm going to get a team scramble and I just get to keep playing? You don't have to gamble and waste more of your time to get the fresh experience. The fresh experience is going to come like that, fucking fast.
System, with all its inefficiencies and imperfections, allowed matches to be stabilized.
And even then, what inefficiencies did Quickplay have? Other than the dreaded 23 out of 24 player problem, which is something that players actually liked, because if you were the people that liked going through the server browser, of which there were plenty, it was a good thing that you had a bunch of 23 out of 24 servers, because you can get that last slot if you're playing alone, and you can fill it up and play. That would happen all the time. Whereas in casual mode, we are constantly dealing with empty slots, dealing with broken slot reservations, dealing with players that lost connection. We're always playing in somewhat empty or half empty or mostly empty servers. Quickplay never really had this problem. So like that inefficiency that Mastercom cited in that post is infinitely worse in casual mode.
And incentivized behavior that allowed for games to persist, so that every game, mode, and map could shine. Another distortion that's resulted from efficiency.
Wasn't the issue that the 23 out of 24 was a lie? I don't think it was a lie. I've not seen something that tells me it was a lie.
Is that it's introduced loads of redundancy.
And this is true too, right? This is true too, because like this is something that I mentioned in my video too, is we have this lovely contradiction. We have this lovely contradiction that is the retroactive re-addition of the map vote inside of casual mode. Because what is casual mode telling the player? Time to leave. The match is over. So guess what happens? Everyone fucking leaves. And then what happens like 15 seconds later? Then the map vote shows up. Oh, shit. I was supposed to stay and vote? Half of the server already fucking left. So what's the point of the map vote? Right? Because casual mode was originally designed for you to leave after every single match. And then when players did not want that, then Valve reintroduced an inferior form of the map vote that we used to have, that people still don't stay for because they don't want to wait. They just want to keep playing the video game. So instead of waiting 15 seconds for the end round humiliation, an additional 15 seconds for the map vote that is still broken and breaks like 20% of the time and you can't even pick a map, and then having to wait on the server reset, and then having to wait on the pre-round timers again, you can just queue and find a game in a fraction of the time. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer to wait more or prefer to wait less? Hence, most people leave. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like the map vote didn't even pop up yet and he's already in another game. You wonder why people don't stay. Because he just gets to start playing again right away. Never a problem. Before fucking casual mode.
Redundant. It's redundant. There's no reason to have that in the game.
Nope. Not in that form anyway. You know what made more sense? Having the map vote pop up as you played the game. Where you would hit one button and the map was decided. And you get to keep playing, and then the server just resets and you go on to the next map. Or you keep playing on the same one. That's the map vote that made sense, that you didn't have to waste time for.
It's ridiculous.
The matchmaking system has become efficient enough to bypass in-game systems that were
because yes, it's a system that's become so efficient it bypasses the in-game systems that players wanted, that we had before, that are made redundant and because it contradicts how casual mode was designed to behave, right?
designed to regulate play. It is faster to re-queue than it is to wait for a warm-up timer or a map vote. Players can hit the
Also the server reset. How many of you guys have a low-end PC? Type 1 in chat if you have a low-end PC, right? If you don't have an epic gaming rig. Do you have a low-end computer? Do you play it on a laptop? That's most people. That's most people. Most people don't have a beast of a rig like I do, right? That's not flexing, I'm just speaking truth here. I paid a lot of money for this fucking thing because I gotta make videos and mine crypto. So what happens when you load into a next map? How long does it take for you to load the next map on your mid to low end PC? Takes a good chunk of time, doesn't it? A whole hell of a lot longer than it does on my computer. Yeah, it takes minutes, 1 to 2 minutes just to load the next map on lower end PCs. And that's most people. Most people don't want to have to fuck with that. 3 to 4 minutes is insane. So wouldn't you rather just find a new server right away instead of having to fucking add the map vote and the pre-round timer on top of that too? Come on.
re-queue button as soon as the round ends and get into another match before the map vote even starts. Instead of waiting around for a pre-round timer, players can hit the re-queue button and be sent to a more popular game faster than the timer can wind down. Under Quickplay, leaving meant searching again. Under casual mode, leaving is fast and cheap. Players optimize for better matches immediately. Losing? Just re-queue until you have a winning team. Join at the end of a game, just re-queue again.
Yep.
Mastercom sees the lack of
Also, that was never a problem, joining at the end of a game. That's just something that basically never happened with Quickplay. The fact we can get put into a fucking game that is less than 60 seconds away from ending is fucking insane. If that happened in any other video game, there'd be fucking riots, and that just happens in TF2 all the time. And somehow that's just acceptable.
Efficient player coordination is a problem with Quickplay that cannot be realistically solved. But this assumes that
which is, in my opinion, not true. Quickplay has flaws which cannot be fixed due to information gaps in how it evaluates and scores servers per player. Matchmaking has near perfect information and awareness of the entire queuing population, but that's not necessary. Quickplay didn't need near perfect information and awareness of the entire queuing population in order to give us a better player experience. And just because we have these things doesn't mean that we're going to get that better experience. Like, what this statement basically says is that quick play and casual mode are fundamentally different systems, and one cannot behave like the other. Yes. So technically, if you view the things that quick play does not have and casual mode does as flaws, like lacking near perfect information and awareness of the entire queuing population, if you view that as a flaw on quick play's part, then technically the sentence is true. But does it mean that it produces a worse experience? No, not at all. Quick play produced the better experience.
That Quickplay was ever trying to function as a centralized coordination system in the first place. It never was. Quickplay was never designed to behave like an airport, efficiently routing passengers from terminal to terminal.
Because it didn't need to. Didn't need to.
It was designed to be more like a town square, where players can congregate and gradually fill places that have activity.
Servers getting full, and then staying full for long periods of time. That's what the people want, and my video is going to prove it. Ooh, I'm so excited! Yes!
Squares aren't supposed to be shuttling people in and out as fast as possible. They thrive when people stick around and establish themselves, and they improve when people recognize each other and linger. The truth is that casual and quick play ultimately succeed.
I have to make a sticky note, hold on. Okay, note made for later.
At different things. From the perspective of a software engineer like Mastercom's, efficiency is always better, but it's completely backwards to see it as a problem that a town square isn't exactly like an airport. If efficiency increases but stability decreases, players become match shoppers rather than server regulars, and the games themselves become disposable.
Where was the casual mode hype in all of these years? I mean, yeah, that's true. Like, again, this goes back to what I said earlier. No one was excited about casual mode. No one is excited about casual mode now. No one was really in favor of this system when it was added. No one supported it. People still don't like it to this day. Like, that's just the consensus, again, that casual mode was a mistake and is still a mistake. And that the Band-Aids Valve slapped onto it really didn't do all that much to improve it. It got you into servers a lot faster. Beyond that, gameplay's still ruined.
If centralized global coordination is as important as Mastercom's insists it is in this post, you would expect to see that sentiment at least partially reflected in the reaction towards its first introduction in 2016. But it's common knowledge.
To be fair, most people don't view video games that way. Most people don't look at a video game and go, huh, would it be better if this game had better global optimization and matchmaking system to get me into a server more consistently? Like, no one really approaches video games like that. So that's like one critique I have on this video. Like, no one views TF2 like that. No one's ever going to view TF2 like that. But point being that you didn't have to. You didn't have to think about these things. We never had to argue about whether or not a globally efficient and optimized system is something that TF2 needs until casual mode came in the game and fucked it all up.
That the casual matchmaking system came as a massive, disappointing surprise for everybody involved. There was no demand for centralized matchmaking to begin with. The only support you saw after the fact.
And matchmaking doesn't work for a game like Team Fortress 2. I explained why in my Meet Your Match video. I'm going to have to explain why again in the next one.
Casual
Not my next video, but the one that comes after.
Matchmaking was from figures like...
In a more straightforward way. That's shorter, that hopefully people will like listen to and go, oh yeah, that makes sense, instead of going, it's 4 hours long.
Dane, who thought it would be the key to onboarding the broader player base over to competitive mode. And we all know how that turned out. Despite what Mastercom...
Dane, buddy, you have some shit to answer for. I'm sorry, you do. Dane, you got some stuff to answer for. Just a little bit. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in all of the meetings that Valve had with competitive players and shit. I would have loved to have seen what was going on in those meetings. Also, I think the chat died. I don't know what happened. There hasn't, like, I'm not getting any, type 1 if you can hear me. What the fuck's going on? Did YouTube break their chat again? We're going through another retid moment here. What the not again. Hopefully, please God, I don't want this to happen again. No more retid bullshit. I don't want to have to start speaking in different languages. Oh God. How could there possibly be more servers now than in 2011, 2016 during TF2's peak popular? Well, so technically there are more servers. There's just a lot more dead servers. I mean, I can show you. So here is that lovely player stats website right here.
Insinuates.
All right, so here's this lovely TF2 server website right now. And so there are, in total, 778 active servers, roughly 11,000 players inside of those servers right now. But in terms of, like, let's say we can go to, like, LA, right? So I think there's a way you can, like, clear off. Yeah, so there's 900 total servers, but only 27 of them are active. 28 of them are active in this region. So there's a lot more total servers, but in terms of actively filled servers, there's not that many. So, and just having more servers isn't automatically a good thing. No, yeah, and mind you, this is just LA, right? Like, we can go back to, like, the full dashboard, you know, there's a total of, look, there's 17,948 total servers, but only 775 of them have players on them right now, which is crazy to think about. That's the global numbers right now. Yes, this is our efficient and quick system, by the way. Cool website. I recommend checking it out.
Game was much bigger 10 years ago than it is now. If Quickplay were truly capable of producing stable...
Oh yeah, and in terms of the number of players, TF2... God, I wish I had more data from back in the day. If we're looking at player counts, and we're assuming botting activity has been more or less the same over the years, I would say that TF2's player count has more or less been, I would say, the same, give or take, 10,000 players for about 7 or 8 years. So TF2's player base is remarkably stable in terms of the volume of human activity. And I would say it's actually about the same as it was in 2014, 2015. Like there was a pretty significant dip in 2016 when people left, but then when COVID hit, a whole lot of people came back. So
enjoyable games, it's difficult to explain how the game functioned so successfully during that period. If a movement...
That's also true. Again, because no one's really addressing the arguments in favor of Quickplay, no one can tackle that. No one can tackle that argument if they're in favor of casual mode, because it's just going to make casual mode look bad. Because if you try to argue that, like, oh yeah, well, why was Quickplay better? Or why was it so successful? Then it's going to fall apart.
For a reversion to Team Fortress 2 can get as much momentum as it has in 2026, then it would make sense...
That's also fucking crazy, isn't it? Seconds before disaster, by the way. That's also fucking crazy. And that's also indicative that something is wrong. Like, if there was nothing wrong, right? If there was fucking nothing wrong, if the game was functioning totally fine, you wouldn't have as many people complaining about the current system as there is, right? You wouldn't, like, I would not have been able to get as many people aware of the flaws in this system and asking for something better if what we currently had was totally fine. Because if it was, then there wouldn't be a demand for it. And if you can't really artificially create that either, because, you know, I'd be called out on my bullshit, but they can't, because there's no bullshit to call out. It's just true.
To see similar momentum historically behind the implementation of a centralized matchmaking system. And yet, even to this day, the closest you'll get to people supporting casual mode is expressed in apathy and doomerism.
Yeah, apathy. Once again, they don't care. They don't care. Or they'll just say, well, Valve will shut down the game, or Valve doesn't care. Well, they care if you make enough noise. This guy plays Spy. He uses Kunai Dead Ringer. I have to respect him Infinitely less. That was a good frag, though. Respect to that. Flying like the stuntman he is.
Finally, let's take a closer look at the final prong of Master Combs' argument.
This is
because I think
this is the thing that angers me the most too. Again, it's like, okay, no, fuck that. No. Quick play, we don't need that. Just improve casual mode. Okay, yes, let's keep slapping band-aids on the fundamentally flawed system, creating even more work that Valve needs to do, instead of going back to the system that is just automatically better and is already there, that's already been figured out, that doesn't need much changes or tweaks to make it even better than what it was in 2016.
Something hidden inside the sentiment that I don't even think Master Combs is clued in on. While she expresses the conclusion in hopeful terms, look at what she's advocating for. A hybrid system, Casual 2.0, with incrementally introduced quick play features. This post presents itself as encouraging creativity, but it effectively tries to restrict discussion to speculative variations on the status quo. It never seriously entered.
No, yeah, that's true. It's like, okay, no, it's like, well, we could have this really epic and awesome, perfect system that does everything right, and it's all going to be glorious and wonderful. It's like, whoa. Like, it's good to have lofty expectations. It's good to have lofty goals. I think it's great to have that. But right now, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. Let's get back to the position where the house wasn't on fire, and we enjoyed living in it. Then we can worry about painting the walls and putting new shingles on the roof and getting new kitchen cabinets like that. That can come later. Let's just get back to where we were. Then we can discuss how to make it even better. Because ultimately, part of the pathway towards a casual 2.0, one of the steps on the way there is just getting us back to quick play first. Like, that has to happen first before any other improvements come down the line. That's an inevitable step. You can't circumvent that.
Retains the possibility that the structure itself, casual matchmaking, the structure designed to change the game fundamentally, might have changed it for the worse.
Yeah.
The conclusion is doing...
And trying to preserve that system and reincorporate features that Quick Play had, many features that are flat out incompatible with matchmaking, fundamentally, skill-based or not, it's just incompatible with matchmaking, is a fool's errand. Because every time Valve re-implemented something that Quick Play had, it functioned worse or doesn't function at all. Auto balance does not work nearly as well as it used to in terms of, because it has to fight slot reservations. The map vote, no one stays for. It's like, okay, yeah, put in team scrambles, which don't work with slot reservations. Shit like that.
Three things. First, it's a blatant case of status quo bias. The only options Master Combs lets stay on the table are partial concessions, incremental reform, and speculative future improvements to the existing matchmaking system. I talked about a similar case in my...
I mean, it's good to have those speculative future improvements, right? Like, it's cool to have that. It's cool to have, like, a larger overarching goal. Like, if you were given the keys to the kingdom, you know, and you could have the perfect system that did everything right and we lived in a perfect world, it's fun to, conceptualize that. But it's not really being realistic, in my opinion. It's like, we have to think about, all right, what's something that's actually going to get us back to a more acceptable state that's not kind of grasping at straws, things that just aren't going to happen, you know? Because there is no such thing as a perfect system.
My last video, where I show how L'Enquador's proposed solution effectively amounted to preserving the status quo, because quick play features have been gradually added into the game since launch.
And they don't work. They don't work. Every single one is an inferior version of what we once had.
Combs, whether she realized it or not, is doing much of the same here. The difference is that she places more hope in the possibility that the existing system can eventually be fixed. Second, it risks falling into what's called a nirvana fallacy. A nirvana fallacy
that is as much of that song as you can play before copyright kills you.
When someone rejects a real-world solution because it is imperfect while comparing it to an idealized alternative.
And that is the most common thing that we see in regards to Quick Play. Oh, well, Quick Play, you couldn't pick your maps. Oh, well, Quick Play used to put you into community servers that had advertisements, even though that didn't happen anymore after 2014. It's like, oh, it's not the perfect solution, so we can't have it. The house is on fire, and a non-burning house is, it's okay. So like, the house is on fire. Well, a house not being on fire is still a burnt house. Well, at least the house isn't on fire. That's a better state to be in. Let's at least get there first.
In this case, Quickplay, a historical system that has demonstrably worked, is rejected because it cannot perfectly coordinate players globally, while matchmaking coordination is treated as an abstract ideal that will supposedly produce.
Yeah, matchmaking systems are much more flexible since they can take into account a pool of players currently looking for a game, again, which was never really a problem because player churn became a problem with casual mode. These are quotes from Mastercoms. Matchmaking can know how many people are queuing in specific regions and make decisions on a global scale, which, again, making decisions on a global scale was not really necessary. And again, Quickplay took your ping into account, which is really all you need. Matchmaking has a near perfect information and awareness of the entire queuing population, which it didn't need in the first place to make good matches, good games.
But no system is perfect. The real question is not which system is theoretically cleaner, but which system produces the best experience in practice.
Yes, and consistently, that was Quickplay.
What remains to be seen is any clear justification for why the many problems introduced by casual mode are worth preserving and.
That's actually a good point, Rise Soup. Quickplay took into account the pool of players currently playing because it was called selecting a server. It never needed to take into account the pool of players actively playing because that information was given to you. It was given to the player and they could then use that with their own agency to get the game that they wanted. As soon as that was taken away from the player, then it needed global information to handle that instead of just letting the player do it. And even then, still offered a whole hell of a better experience.
Exchange for the supposed benefits of centralized coordination. Third, it fundamentally misunderstands what people in this conversation actually care about. And this is why I believe the reaction to it was so lukewarm. Bring Back Quickplay is a movement and a discussion that's focused on asking for concrete historical goods, stuff like map timers, or vote scrambles, or team switching.
Again, the only shortcoming of Bring Back Quickplay is that they just weren't thorough enough. It was like, here's this letter. It didn't really do much to explain to like half the player base that started playing after Quickplay, like what the problems are, right? It's just that you have these things, we need them back. You know, go sign this petition, that kind of thing. Like, people didn't understand what the problems were.
Or ad hoc
Newer
connections.
Players.
Real, tangible things. Mastercoms instead attempts to shift the discussion towards abstract metrics like algorithmic coordination and infrastructure efficiency. But despite what she says, the rule set does matter here. The game coordinator conditions the rule set, and the rule set itself was redesigned to accommodate the matchmaking system.
Yes, again, because Quickplay's rule set is incompatible with casual mode's rule set. You cannot have a 45-minute map timer and a win-loss condition because it defeats the purpose of skill-based matchmaking and changing your skill ranks based on a win-loss condition. That's like the number one thing. So as soon as you even entertain introducing something like team scrambles or a 45-minute map timer, what have you, it completely invalidates the existence of matchmaking in the first place. So just go back to Quickplay.
That's why you can't have ad hoc connections anymore. And that's
also
why you can't
ad hoc
have team
connections,
switching.
because why should you be allowed to join an ongoing game that was formed based on skill ranks? You're completely circumventing that system, which again defeats the purpose of it for its existence. So why is it here if you want these things back? These things cannot coexist. Not to mention they can't coexist on a functional level, because you can't join into a slot that might suddenly be reserved by a fucking game coordinator. It's not how it's going to work.
It would require an overhaul of the slot reservation system.
Yes.
In the end,
It would probably have to be done away with.
argument depends on assumptions that are never demonstrated. Quickplay's inability to perfectly coordinate players across the entire game is treated as a fatal flaw, even though that was never the role Quickplay was meant to fill.
Because it never had the flaw. It never had to worry about that kind of thing. Again, everything he's just saying is just true.
Quickplay was not designed to function like a centralized matchmaking system. It was designed as an option to seed servers and allow players themselves to stabilize the ecosystem.
Isn't it crazy that a system that was just designed for automatic server seeding worked infinitely better than like a massive skill-based matchmaking system? That just consistently produces better games. Just, okay, slot empty, put player in, that's all you needed, done. That worked so much better than this the perfect skill-based matchmaker. I find that funny. Because that's all TF2 ever needed. Was server seeding.
Mastercoms is focused on making an efficient machine, while people who support the version of Quickplay are in favor of more or less ditching the machine by putting agency and options back into players' hands.
Yes.
Judging Quickplay by
and even then, the machine that would come along with it, which was automatic server seeding, is still good. It's not bad at all. It filled up servers and kept them full.
Standards of centralized matchmaking misunderstands the problem entirely. The real question is which system reliably produces stable, enjoyable games. And for many players, the answer to that question was already demonstrated long before 2016. I want to thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, leave a comment and tell me what you think about it. If you have anything...
Very, very, very well articulated video with many, many, many good points. Very, very well articulated video with very, very good points.
You want me to cover or talk about further, whether it's about TF2 or Quickplay or anything else, please let me know.
Go give this guy a
I plan
like.
on making more videos about this stuff, and then some other topics I happen to be interested in. So if you enjoy...
Very good shit, my man. Very, very solid video. Good, very well written, well spoken, good points made. Inshallah, they will bring back Quickplay. Inshallah, they will bring back Quickplay. Oh, man. Solid. Good shit, man. Yeah. That's it, really. Oh, shit. He is in the chat. Give the man some strawberries right now. Show him some love with strawberries, or your recurring emoji of choice. Yeah, still want to have a chat with Mastercoms. Gonna do that ideally after this next video launches, because the point of this video is to really set the spark for people to start talking about the whole Quickplay thing a bit more seriously. Because the point of the video that I'm making right now is, hey, shit's broken. This is not good. Your experience sucks, so let's talk about how to fix that. That's what this video is for. And then in the next big video, we discuss solutions, which is, 95% bring back Quickplay, basically. So, it's coming, don't worry. I still want to have that conversation with her. We'll work it out. New video is hopefully going to be out. What day is today? It probably isn't going to come out in March. Can I get it done in 11 days? Probably not. Probably not 11 days. I'm going to get it done as quickly as possible, but looking at the amount, or knowing the amount of work I have left on it, it's probably not going to be done in 11 days. I'm really sorry. It's, again, certain edits and things are taking a lot longer than I anticipated to make. Like, just for example, I had to animate a histogram showing your queue times, because it's very interesting to see what like your average and your median queue time are, all that stuff, right? And so in order to create an interesting visual for you guys, like a histogram is a really solid way of doing that. But I could just show like, hey, here's a PNG of the histogram, and don't do any animations and just like kind of like put like a moving cursor on the screen pointing at things. But that sucks to look at. So I'd rather just, put forth the effort in making a better figure to look at. And since the histogram had like 100 individual bars, I had to animate and draw 100 individual bars inside of After Effects, along with the rest of the skeleton of the graph, and then all of the other things that went on top of it. Yeah, that took me like 4 hours. That was brutal. So that's why this is taking so long. It's because I don't want the video to look like shit. That's the main thing. I don't want the video to look like shit. And you may not mind worse presentation, but if you have lackluster presentation, then the video is not going to be nearly as impactful, and fewer people are going to stick around and watch it all the way through. Because if I could just say, and this is kind of like going down to the extreme, right? Like if I went to the extreme on that and go like, okay, if quality didn't matter in terms of the video's impact, I could just say everything I have with just gameplay in the background and occasionally put a picture supporting what I say on the screen. Like that's what I do here on the second channel. But for a video like this, I have to handle it with a lot more care if I want people to listen. If I want people to listen, the video's got to be of a certain quality, and so I got to meet that. I'm not going as hard as I did in my Meet Your Match video, but I'm going pretty hard in this one, so that's why it's taking so long. And I sincerely apologize. And I'll take a little bits of, I'll be a little, I'll give myself some liberties in the second half of the, because I'm halfway done. In the second half of the video, I'm not going to be nearly as detailed in my visuals because it's a lot. And I don't want to have to draw. How many ones? 2, 3, so was that 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I have 18 more of those histograms that I have to fucking build in After Effects. Oh my god. Fuck. Well, yeah, and each one's gonna have 60 bars at minimum, so I'm probably not gonna detail every single one the way I did, because it's gonna suck if I do that. Loved you in Project Hail Mary? Oh my fucking god. I'm not an actor. I want to see that movie, it looks cool. Can it not be automated with scripts? No, because there probably is a really complex way of doing that. I just don't know how to do it, and teaching myself how to do it would take longer than just doing it by hand. Because what I do is I have MATLAB, which is my workhorse for my data analysis. I build my graphs in there by plotting the data. I export that as a PDF, which gives me workable objects in for Illustrator. And then I can just port the Illustrator file over into After Effects. But then it gets kind of clumsy with keeping all of the objects as individual layers. And it doesn't do that for you automatically. Or at least I don't think there's a way to do it. If there is, it's not exactly straightforward. So what I do is I export a PNG, and I have the PNG as the frame, and then I just draw over the PNG with all the objects I need to animate inside of After Effects. I really can't see a way around that. It's just a lot of work. So there might be some crazy way to automate it. I don't know how, and I'm not going to teach myself how to do it, because am I ever going to make a video like this again? Probably not. Not with this many charts. So, yeah. I'm willing to stick it out just for this video. You had MATLAB classes, it's awful. No, yeah, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. Anyways, we'll wind the stream down. We'll just chill and chat for a little bit. Get some music going here. Put this playlist back on. Get that going again. What's up? Relax a little bit. Yeah, plan for tomorrow is I am going to be playing on my server, my TF2 server, and we will be continuing the shotgun kill challenge that I started a couple of weeks ago. Still have to beat that. Still have to meet the, how many? I got to make it to 654, which I've not done yet. So I'm like halfway there. We'll get there in the end. Yes, that is a Paraka stronghold you see up there. I also want to I do want to play more Poker Night. I will do that at some point. I don't know when, but I want to get back to playing some other games on stream. The video is about 40-45 minutes long, roughly. I'm at the 20-minute mark. I'm at the 20. I can't talk now. I've been talking for 3 hours. I'm at the 20-minute mark, and the rest of the video should kind of go quickly. I think the first part was hard to make. I'll explain why after the video comes out, because if I explain why now, it kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. Fucking yeah, you fucking poltergeist gambling addict. Goddamn son. Got a few questions for me about related things. Could I yeah, just shoot me a message. It's fine. Most frustrating thing for me is all these TF-tubers who are like, OMG, bro, competitive and casual will be amazing, and just left, and none of them said they were wrong. Yeah, that's why I, like, you know, kind of half-jokingly said that, like, Dane has something to answer for. You know, and again, I would love to have been a fly on the wall to see what conversations were going on inside of Valve when they had the YouTubers over there. With what they were doing with competitive and what have you. It's like what fucking what envelope did they slip Dane? You know, how much money did they give him? That's what I want to know. That's my curiosity. But who knows? We'll never know. We'll never know the ins and outs of those conversations, which is kind of unfortunate to me because I would love to have known all that crazy. I could probably, I know some people could get me into contact with some of the guys that went to Valve back in like 2013, 2014. I'd like to have a sit-down conversation with them, just for my own curiosity to know like what the fuck was going on back then. But who knows? Poker Night is making me wonder why Penny Arcade was so popular as it was with how insufferable and weird Tycho is. You tell me, man. I don't know. You tell me. Just never really understood Valve's reasoning for this refusal to revert to Quickplay other than pride. It's stability. Stability is the main reason why they don't want to touch how TF2 functions right now. There are other reasons, much bigger reasons, that I wish I could share, but I can't. But I would say the most evident reason is stability. Like, they don't want to rock the boat too much. You know, TF2 is still earning them money. They don't want to have to work on the game too much. You know, it's functioning fine in their eyes, so why would they touch it? If there's nothing, you know, glaringly if there's nothing that's like, there's no glaring issues, they're not going to work on it, you know? So we have to kind of make its current functionality a glaring issue for them by making noise about it. It's the only way it's going to get them to do something and force their hand is to, you know, make noise. Yeah, workshop review, I will, you know, try to keep doing those as they come. We're kind of in a dead period right now because the summer update, you know, is, you know, some months away, and so there's not a lot of stuff being uploaded to the workshop right now, so there might not be a workshop stream this month. I haven't decided yet. I'll see how I feel next week, but definitely going to be one for April because May is when, you know, people start throwing stuff on the workshop for summer. So, why doesn't Valve make a TF2 unstable build to push more eccentric changes? Are they stupid? No, it's not that they're stupid, it's just they don't want to dedicate the manpower. And yes, there will be another stream tomorrow, don't worry, we're still streaming tomorrow. Histogram making, dude, like, I've thought about having editing streams before, but that shit is so boring. Oh my god, like, I set it up, and then, like, I ran a test just recording it on OBS just to see how it looks, and holy fuck, it's boring as shit. And so I'm probably never gonna edit myself streaming, or sorry, stream myself editing, rather. And it's also hard to maintain conversation because I need to focus on what I'm doing and like listen to what I'm, you know if I'm editing something to audio specifically, I have to listen to it. And so I can't really focus on chat too much. And people like streams because people want the streamer to focus on the chat. And if I'm doing something where I can't focus on chat and it's boring as shit because I'm not playing a game, not really entertaining. Do I reckon that Valve's dipping their toes in AI? Well, of course they are. Like, their VACnet system for Counter-Strike uses AI. They were using AI assets in Deadlock until they were removed. Some of the artists that work on Deadlock use AI for inspiration. They are absolutely into AI. They've been dabbling in AI for longer than most other companies have been. 100%. Valve is all about automation. Can't talk. Been fucking streaming too long. Valve is all about automating things. I see the video Skyman made a little bit ago about Medic being scrapped from Poker Night 2. No, I did not see that. If that's actually a thing, I'm not that disappointed because I don't know if Medic would be a good fit. I still think Spy would be. Thought on the CS2 change to drop all bullets on magazines on reload? I think it shakes up gameplay in a very interesting way. People don't really seem to care. Because, like, Counter-Strike's a fucking casino. Counter-Strike's an economy. It's like, Counter-Strike is a skin market first, and a video game, like, 7th. So gameplay changes matter infinitely less to people than, like, the People are way more excited about the new dead hand terminal than they are about the clip change in Counter-Strike. Oh my god, new gloves, holy shit! Oh, well, they changed gameplay at, like, a core fundamental level? Yeah, whatever. You know, people, like, there's been some talk about it, some, you know, some contention with it, but, like, by and large, no one really cares that much. I've never watched CSGO gameplay. It's always about the unboxing. Yeah, I would say that the overwhelming majority of content about Counter-Strike on YouTube is about the items, and it is about the unboxing. It is about the casino elements built into the game. So I do, you know, I've thought about making videos about the TF2 art style because, like, once this this quick play versus casual saga is over, there's a lot more things I can make videos about in regards to TF2, but I also have other non-TF2 ideas that I want to start dabbling in. Question is, I don't know if I want to, you know, take the risk. We'll see. I have some ideas that I think a lot of people would like, because they're still tangentially related to TF2, but we'll see. The post made for the reloading update has 0 likes and 5,000 comments on Steam. That doesn't surprise me at all. It's a pretty significant gameplay change, right? And so of course you're gonna have people like, "Whoa, what the fuck? This sucks!" And then it's like, oh, it's a more tactile thing. Who knows? We'll see how it shakes things up. You said that I could defend casual better than the YouTuber watched. Would that be a good idea for April Fool's video? Maybe. If I had time for an April Fool's video, I would absolutely make one, but I just don't. I just don't. On a serious note, it's really a shame that this cool game about counter-terrorism and criminals shooting each other became a glorified casino. And TF2 was the catalyst for that. It's all about making the money. All about making that dosh. I agree, it's a shame. Someone make a love letter for Koth Demolition for April Fools. God, the endless turd polishing of that map is hilarious to me. Fucking hilarious to me. It's never going to be good. No matter how many changes they make to it, it's going to remain terrible. Excuse me. What else could it be? I also have the fucking video about the TF2 Emporium that I need to make, that I've just been putting off because I think talking about the game's functionality is more important than making the video about the Emporium. I still want to do that because it's a good video for when you give a game's community too much influence over its direction. And giving a small handful of people all of the power, which happens everywhere in different gaming spheres. So that video will happen. It will happen. I wish there was more than one of me. Like, I have no help making these videos. Like, I already don't have that much time to make these videos. And I do all my work myself. All my own writing, all my own editing, all my own shit. I have to get my own gameplay footage, and all that shit takes time. And so, what am I going to prioritize? Probably going to prioritize the videos that will hopefully make the gameplay better. When it comes to, like, the Emporium files, as people are calling it, that will be for a very interesting video, but is it really going to change things? Probably not. It's going to be an entertaining and interesting video for people, and it's going to oust a lot of the crazy shit that they've been doing, but is it going to really change things in the long run? Probably not. And Valve won't care because these guys make them fuckloads of money. For pennies. For fucking pennies. They do all the work for Valve. Fucking pennies. 1% of the revenue, right? Your hat gets 1% of all the revenue from keys. Imagine that. That is basically free labor. Insane. Would complaining about TF2 gameplay change things in the long run, though? I think they would. It has so far. Got the bots removed, got free-to-plays unmuted, got the map boat shortened. Valve reacts to bad press. They react when people complain. No, you did the math wrong. You get $1,000 and Valve gets $100,000. That's 1%. What additional gameplay changes would I want that Valve would actually do? Right now, like in terms of gameplay, like game balance and whatnot, man, I just... We've been arguing about game balance for 15 fucking years. We can just have at that until Kingdom Come. For me, it's, you know, I care about just being able to play the game itself and getting into a server consistently and having fun. Like how, you know, buffing the sun on a stick or something, that matters way less to me than just being able to consistently get into a full server. I mean, like, free-to-play chat, bots. I mean, what else is there, really? Like, if we get back to a quick play-like system where the gameplay is simply better, I really don't know what else would be needed in terms of, like, mechanically making TF2 behave better. And, like, weapon rebalances would be great, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, we'd love to see shitty weapons buffed, broken weapons fixed, tweaks on things that are a little bit too strong, sniper. That whole song and dance. Okay, here's something. Give me a toggle to turn off hats. Give me a toggle to turn off unusual effects so my game doesn't run like shit. How about that? Can I have that, please? People are still gonna buy your crap. That's not gonna change. Just give me a toggle to turn it off. That's what I want. Community fixes that haven't been implemented that I'd like to see. I don't even know what's out there right now, man. There's a lot of them. Yeah, a bit of transparency in pyro flames so I can see what I'm doing. That'd be nice. Agree to that. Revert, Caber, Base Jumper, Bison. Don't forget the Ambi. Nerf Short Circuit, Wrangler, Kunai, and Diamondback. Nerf all sniper rifles. Give Heavy the 4th lunchbox slot. Bad idea. And some other shit. I agree on... I would just delete the Short Circuit. I would delete the Short Circuit, delete the Vaccinator completely. Wrangler, I would nerf somehow, heavily. Kunai, it's fine, I think. Diamondback needs... It's so funny, because like as strong as the Diamondback is, I practically see no one ever using it. Like, ever. I see most people using the L'Étranger, the Ambi, or stock. I never see the Enforcer or the Diamondback that often. Yeah, bullet tracers on all sniper rifles I think would be fantastic. I think that would be great because you see when everyone else shoots and misses, except for sniper. And that would help you realize, oh shit, that's where he is, I better not go that way, instead of trying to find this teeny tiny dot on a wall behind you in the direction you're not looking because you're facing the enemy, you're not facing the wall. Sniper tracers to me is a no fucking brainer. Actually punish a sniper for missing a shot when he's facing anything other than a sniper. The Enforcer is sad. It's my favorite weapon model in TF2, but since it's nerfed, it's that bad. It's gotten bad. Having been using it a lot more lately, the Enforcer is not that bad. It's actually pretty effective against other spies because it ignores the damage resistances when they're invisible. So if you're tracking an invisible spy, they're fucked. Dead Ringer, it just negates the Dead Ringer. You just kill a Dead Ringer spy like that in 2 shots. Doesn't matter. It's awesome. I found that out recently. Love for Sniper to have his third-person hand? Like, you mean his glove? I guess. Yeah, because the Enforcer ignores damage resistances. So it ignores the Dead Ringer's damage resistance and just fucks him up. Live service creates community infighting and fractured sub-communities, leading to the lowest common denominator design choices and decisions. Let me think about that. You're gonna get infighting and fractures no matter where you are. I don't think live service has that much of an impact on it. But when it comes to maximizing the profits from live service games, they are absolutely catering to the lowest common denominator because they want to appeal to as many people as possible. Because that's what brings in the money. I would say, I don't know, I would say, no, maybe perhaps in a way. Okay, so I would say a game being free to play is what creates infighting and fractures sub-communities. Because when you lower that barrier for entry, the game is no longer heavily geared towards those that would be really interested in it. Because if there's a paywall, you gotta be really into it in order to get your foot in the door. And if you pay for something and you don't like it, it's like, shit, that's a waste of money. So you have to really like something to pay that money. And, you know, you're with other people that dedicated that money to something that they found interesting, so that already creates a more tight-knit sub-community. You all bought the game because you like the game, you enjoy the game, what have you. As soon as you remove that barrier for entry, it opens up the floodgates to everybody. Even people that just never really cared about, say, if we're talking about TF2 in this regard, it opens up the floodgates for people that, say, never really cared about shooters before, or never really cared about, you know, more heavily stylized games like TF2. For them, they're just looking for something fun to do. And, okay, good, they get their dopamine, and then they leave. But then, it's a two-edged sword. You have those people that come in, and then they don't really give a shit about the game that much, or it's, or the care or the passion that went into its creation, or it's grounded themes or stylization, things like that. They're just there for dopamine. So if they see a Nicki Minaj Fortnite, a little Rizzy skin, then that's what they want, because it's like, oh my god, it's a shiny toy, and they don't really care. They just want dopamine. But at the same time, you open up the floodgates for a whole lot more people that wouldn't have played the game otherwise, that do genuinely love it and do genuinely want to, you know, engage with the game and the other people that love it. And yeah, so you get, it's good and bad, but I think it's more bad than good in terms of how games get handled for monetization purposes, and then opening up the floodgates for people who are just not really fun to be around, that aren't like actual true fans of the IP, and really couldn't care what happens to the game. And because they don't care, that means there's more opportunities for making money, because they care less about what's being fed to them in terms of jingling keys, and that becomes the lowest common denominator. And that's why, you know, you have like a Pizza Man skin in Rainbow Six, and like Rick and Morty and shit. So remember when Town of Salem stopped being free to play and the game is basically dead? You can only go one direction. A game can go from pay to play to free to play, but it can't go free to play to pay to play without dying. That's just the inevitable end. And that's just the modern era we kind of live in, where if you put out a game, people just expect it to be free, which is kind of crazy. The norm was you had to pay for your games before. You had to pay for this product. You weren't the product. That's how free-to-play games work. So, if you're putting out a new online multiplayer game in any capacity and it's not free-to-play, chances are people are going to overlook it for the plethora of other free options. Just how the market works now, and we have Valve to thank for that, because they popularized the free-to-play model and the successes of the free-to-play model. Even making a pay-to-play sequel is risky? Absolutely, because if you have a free-to-play game and then you make a sequel that's pay-to-play, people aren't going to dig that. And then if you force them to buy it by shutting down the free-to-play version that came before, oh man, that's going to make people angry. Not going to fly. Back then, games, especially online games, were expected to be of a certain quality so you can make them pay to play. No, well, of course, that's also true. And if a game could only, like, it's not so much that, you know, back in my day, before we had high-speed internet that was widely and readily available, a game had to be good at launch. Because if it wasn't, there's no patches, there's no same-day updates to fix things that are broken. Once it's out, it's out. There's nothing you can do. But now, because everyone has access to high-speed internet, they can push out a game on Steam and go, uh-oh, we're not finished yet, or there's a fuckload of game-breaking bugs. Don't worry, we can fix that in a week or two. We'll still get your money. So, standards are subterranean more now than ever before, because that's just expected. That's just the norm, right? We're like, okay, games enter an alpha, and then a beta you can pay for, and then they're like in this indefinite beta forever because it just makes money by doing that. The game's never finished, and never reaches a certain level of quality. And then, you know, whales keep the game alive. Not exactly the same, but I feel that with Super Mario Maker and Splatoon, Nintendo shut down the Wii U games, and you need to pay a subscription to play the Switch games online. Yeah, I don't like Nintendo. I'm just not a big fan of the direction they've been going over the past 10 years with their egregiously priced online goods and services that are just not that good. And also mediocre games that they just can't really, they just can't seem to get their act together when it comes to Pokemon games, man. I don't play Pokemon, but like from an outsider looking in, seeing what they've been putting out for Pokemon fans, ooh. And also Metroid Prime 4, don't get me fucking started on that goddamn dumpster fire. Oh, the game is horrible. It makes me sad to be a Metroid fan, to see that game. I waited over a decade for that fucking game. Or almost a decade. A decade? When did they announce it? 2017? Almost a decade, I think. 8 years. I waited 8 years for that fucking game. And it was terrible. Yeah, Prime 4 was a fucking mistake. I just... again, you can absolutely tell, and I've said this before on stream, that they were originally making like another classic tried and true Metroid Prime game with Metroid Prime 4, and then like a good way through its initial production, Nintendo stepped in and made them start over because they weren't happy with it not being another Breath of the Wild. And that's absolutely what happened. Like, remember when they announced, okay, you know, we're restarting production on Metroid Prime 4? That's what happened. Yeah, shitify it. Make it worse now. That's what happened. Higher-ups in Nintendo absolutely stepped in and said, no, we don't like what you're doing here. Make it open world. Make it like Breath of the Wild, what have you. And so, what you see when you play Metroid Prime 4 is you see pieces of what looked like and feel like a really good Metroid Prime game, just kind of broken apart and scattered throughout this incomplete open world desert. And then you have these really quippy, annoying NPCs that are thrown in there to like break the tension and kind of yank you out of your immersion for literally no reason, no good reason at all, other than to kind of make the typical Metroid experience more approachable for non-Metroid fans, which is of course what, you know, all games are doing. Maximize appeal, to maximize sales, to get more money, instead of preserving the good game and good feel you already have for the fans that are there and the fans that want it. No, fuck you, we're gonna make it worse to appeal to non-fans to get their money. And then who wins at the end of the day? Nobody. Because the game sold like shit, and the game sucks. So, but you can absolutely tell there was a good game being made, and then they just kind of broke it apart like a cookie, and then scattered it in like a swimming pool full of sewage. Like, there's pieces of yummy cookie floating around in the piss, but the problem is that it's floating around in the piss, and you have to swim through the piss to get to the pieces of cookie, and by the time you get there, the cookies are soaked with piss. You don't want to eat it. You know it used to be good, but too late, it's covered in piss. You don't want this. So, that's Metroid Prime 4 in a nutshell. Worst thing you can hear when you are a fan of a game is that the devs want to open it to the mainstream audience. Yeah, because it's over. It's over. Because what comes next? Not the franchise you enjoyed. Not the characters you enjoyed. Not the immersion you enjoyed. Not the environments or the gameplay. That's just gone. It's out the window because now it's for everybody. And when you make something for everybody, you make something for nobody. And also, yeah, why ever bother making anything new and original when you can just milk old titles? I mean, that's what they're doing with movies. Doing it for games too, fuck it. next 3D Mario is going to get shitified. I don't know, Odyssey was pretty good. So, hopefully not. How can they fuck up a 3D Mario game, right? How can they fuck it up? I don't know, man. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Valve still can't milk Half-Life. They don't have to. They can just milk Counter-Strike forever. It's going to be very interesting to see. Going to be very interesting to see what happens with Counter-Strike in the coming year or two as they're phasing out their old systems for their new systems. You know, no more cases in that game. They're phasing that shit out. They're replacing them with terminals. Very interesting to see how their markets are going to react to that. Because Valve only cares about the markets they've created and the money that comes from them. And they're pretty fucking smart. Because it seems like people are really engaging with these new terminals. It's kind of crazy that people are still buying in. Because like the way shit used to work, for those totally unfamiliar, is much like Team Fortress 2, Counter-Strike, you would get case drops. And you'd spend $2.50, open the box, just like TF2, and you had a chance at getting expensive items, right? It's how it worked for all their games. TF2 set that standard back in 2010. Valve copied it for Counter-Strike and Dota, okay? What's been happening is that as Counter-Strike has grown larger and larger and larger, and is making Valve billions of dollars, governments aren't happy with the fact that it basically functions like a casino. It's basically gambling. I mean, it is like it's like a roulette wheel. It's like a slot machine. And any moron looking at it would go, oh my god, yeah, that's a gambling. It's gambling mechanics. Surprise mechanics, as Valve puts it. And so governments started clamping down with more regulations against Valve, going, hey, you can't open these in our country anymore. Either change how your systems work, or we're banning them. And so Valve initially introduced what's called the X-ray scanner, which is where, okay, you can have the box, and then you could like have a scanner to open the box and show you the random item that appears, and then you can say, okay, yes, I'd like to buy this for $2.50, or you don't. But you can't scan the next box until you buy what's shown to you in the previous one. It's really fucking insidious. You don't just get to scan the box over and over again until you find something you like. You have to buy what's in the previous one before you can open the next one. The loophole is that you're shown what you're buying before you pay for it. That's how it gets around the gambling. That's the loophole. And that worked. It worked for Germany. It worked for, I forget the other country that implemented that beforehand. And so that was the circumvention for cases getting banned. But some countries have outright banned cases completely. I think France did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think France completely banned cases, or is it Belgium? Some other European country completely banned cases and also has the scanner. But that's still not good enough because, as I'm sure some of y'all know, you have the New York District Attorney that's suing Valve for, you know, their shoddily written lawsuit. But again, it's, you know, it's boiled down to, well, we don't like kids being exposed to gambling. This is unregulated gambling, yada, yada, yada. And so I don't think that lawsuit's going to go through. I think Valve's going to win it loud and clear because that lawsuit is based on arguments that would apply to a lot of other things in the real world, like, you know, baseball card packs, other surprise box things like shitty Labubu's, what have you. So I don't think it's going to hold water, but this is definitely not going to be the last of the heat that Valve is going to feel from government bodies about their surprise mechanics, as they put them. So what is Valve doing? They are transitioning away from cases, and they're going over to terminals. And how terminals work is you get a terminal, much like a weekly drop inside of Counter-Strike. You open the terminal, and then you are offered 5 items at random, and Valve sets the price. So you're offered like a shit skin for 7 cents. You don't like it, you can decline the offer, and then the next offer pops up. Don't like it, decline the offer, next offer pops up. You decline all 5, the terminal breaks, it's gone. Okay? But if you like something, you can buy it for the price that Valve sets. And depending on the item, the value of the item can range from 7 cents to over $1,000. And again, Valve sets the price. And so if you unbox, say, a knife, well, in this case, gloves, because right now only gloves are available inside of these terminals. If you get offered gloves, you're paying a few $100. The price that Valve sets, right? And so what's no longer happening is the chance of, okay, I spend $2.50. I have the chance of getting something worth way more than that, okay? And that's good enough for some countries to just give the X-ray scanner to. But for places like Belgium, I think someone said, and Netherlands, that's not good enough, and so they ban them outright. And so they need a full system of, okay, here, this now functions basically like a store, where here's what we have on offer for you today. Would you like to buy it? We set the price. So that's the new circumvention to get around, you know, the gambling and loot box restrictions that Valve is definitely going to be feeling in the coming months and coming years. And given the reaction to the first terminal, which didn't have knives or gloves in them, I thought that shit wasn't going to work. People were fucking pissed. People were like, really? $1,000 for a shitty covert? No, I'm not buying that crap. Or the reds in Counter-Strike cases are called coverts. And that one didn't go over so well, and people really weren't excited about it. But then they got them with this latest one because they improved the quality of the skins, and they put in brand new super flashy gloves. And of course, people want those new rare special items, and therefore this terminal is popping off like crazy. People are opening them up and going after them like hotcakes. They're selling like hotcakes, they're opening them like crazy, and people are actually buying the high-valued items that are being offered to them. Because remember, what happens with free-to-play games? 99.9, okay, not like 99%, like the overwhelming majority of people that engage with these free-to-play games never spend a single cent. Never. They get their money from the whales. And what are the whales gonna do? They're still gonna be paying for those fucking items. Now they just don't need the keys anymore. It's like, okay, you're spending $1,000 in keys and crates to get one knife that's worth less than that? We'll just offer it to you directly for a fraction of the price. Sure as hell they're gonna buy that. Still like $250, but at least you didn't have to spend $250 of keys to unbox it. So, it seems like this latest terminal is very successful for Valve, and definitely gonna be the path forward when it comes to slowly phasing out cases. And I think there's still 2 or 3 cases that are in the active drop pool right now. You can buy one off of the armory, and then I think there's like 2 or 3 still being actively dropped. But the the recoil case, I think, was recently discontinued. I think that's the one. Is it 4? Thank you, 4. And they're gonna keep phasing those out to the point where they're gonna be all limited and then all opened and then they die. And then it's all about terminals. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the market changes all that much, if it's still going to be printing Valve the same amount of money. I think it will, because Valve introduced the Armory first, and the workaround for the Armory is that you are spending money for an Armory pass that gets you a set amount of stars, and then you use those stars to gamble for the in-game collections. And the circumvention there is that you're not using real-world money. You're using the in-game currency for an in-game item, therefore it's technically not gambling and not violating any laws. We'll see how long that lasts. I think it's going to last a while. I don't think there's like a legal way to attack that. So, and the Armory is earning them a shitload of money. I think I saw a post, I don't recall from who, that the Armory on their own earned Valve close to $1 billion in like the first 2 years, which is fucking crazy. Just the Armory and the Armory passes. So that's definitely sticking around. And you know they're going to lean into that even harder once they phase out cases. And the next thing they offer, other than I think the Fever case right now, definitely going to be a new terminal being offered inside of the Armory with new knives or gloves inside of it. 100%. 100% that's what they're going to do. So, and that's also why, I know I'm just yammering about this, I just find this interesting. So, and that's why they changed how they pay creators, you know. They changed how they pay creators. Instead of offering them a percentage of the key sales for each box, now they're paying a flat fee. If you get a skin in Counter-Strike, you get $35,000. That's it. Flat 35 grand, that's all you get. Whereas before, if you got a skin inside of a case, you're making like 6 figures. Because those things kept dropping, they kept being sold, they kept being open, you're making way more money. So now skin creators stand to earn a whole lot less money if they get a skin accepted into the game. And they're basically being robbed blind, 100%. Because you get a full collection inside, a new full community-created collection inside the game for what? What is that? 6, 12, 18, 24, 28, So maybe $300,000. You get a full collection in there, and then they make all that money back in like a month. Something like that. They're getting ripped off. I like how when 2XKO failed, the FGC basically said the devs didn't free-to-play hard enough. Yeah, that's the nasty free-to-play model. Sucks. Also, what the fuck is 2XKO? And what is FGC? Help me. What are these things? I'm not that in tune. So, when it comes to how TF2 is going to react to that, if these lawsuits and shit go through, for against Valve, then we may not see cases in TF2 anymore. We're not going to see cases or crates. Fighting game community. Oh, okay. My bad. I'm not familiar with these acronyms or fighting games. My bad. This is not my kind of genre, so I don't really dabble in it that much. But it's going to be very interesting to see if these lawsuits or government regulations start clamping down on Valve even more. If they're going to phase out cases inside of TF2 and inside of Dota as well. And if they ever replace them with anything, who knows? And I mean, some people have speculated, I don't know if this is true, it's possible that the MVM update might be Valve experimenting with a new way to deliver items. We'll see what that means, though. Who knows if it's going to be exactly the same as it is now, in terms of like something random being delivered to you by completing a tour, or if it's going to be some kind of new workaround system. I don't know. I suspect not, because Valve is not really getting heat on them from TF2 or even Dota. It's really just Counter-Strike. It's something that Valve would likely retroactively change if those lawsuits go through. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. No, Aussies are not going to be phased out. Like, Aussies are still absolutely good. Like, if Valve doesn't put new Australians in this MVM update, they're fucking retarded. They are immensely retarded to not put in Aussies in this next case. But, we'll see what they do. Other than Aussies, if anything at all. For all we know, Valve's not going to put any new items in the game, which would be insane. Like, that's just suicide. Like, what are you doing? My VOD is going to get age restricted now because I said the S word. But they'd be missing out on so much money if they didn't put new Aussies in the game with the new tours. They absolutely have to. Some kind of new item for people to play for. And like the workaround for MVM is like, oh, okay, you pay money to play the game mode that gives you in-game items. It's not like just gambling. It's, oh no, you're paying to play. You're not paying to gamble. You know what I mean? That could be the workaround they try to use there. Maybe that's not so... Maybe that doesn't hold as much water. We'll see. Who knows? Time will tell. Anyways. I've been talking too long. I'm gonna go now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Stream again tomorrow. We are playing TF2 on my server. Be there or be square. Thank you all for your lovely donations today. You guys are awesome. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. And yeah. That's it. Y'all take care.